What about this?
No.
No, I hear nothing.
Reef in the building. What up, sexy?
Oh,
I have arrived.
Good
What up?
evening.
Good
good
evening.
evening, sir.
We're going live. It's a little sloppy because
How do I sound?
Got our delicious. You
Sound good to me.
amazing.
Wow, I like
Awesome.
being called delicious by another man.
I said you
Pause.
sounded delicious.
It doesn't matter. All I heard was delicious coming out of
Right,
your
yeah.
lips.
I'm
I
kind
know.
of with this one.
Not gonna lie, I blushed a little.
I can see it. Yeah.
Welcome back, man. I'm doing some engineering work. Welcome back. How are you, bro? What's it? how
Good,
long you been
man.
back now,
I'm
bro?
live from work right now, getting paid on the clock to hang out.
Nice. I like
Can't
it.
wait till somebody sees it.
Right.
Right.
That's all right. You're on my stream. Nobody will see it. So.
That's okay.
What's going on? So are we pumped? Am I the only one that's pumped? I was
Oh
sitting
no,
there-
we're all juiced, man.
Yeah, no, I'm
Uh-oh.
excited.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
No, I finally get to be in on one of these. I'm happy.
Oh man, I was
Right, dude. I've been dying to do one with you. You're awesome, man. Sorry, I'm
Oh.
trying to fix my pew pew machine to see if I can get it.
You're good. You're good.
Got all kinds of problems. You know what I mean?
What kind of
don't
hats are
want
you
these
guys wearing
problems.
over there? I can't see it.
Oh,
It's,
we've got
Midwest.
we have our Midwest hats from
You guys
Wally's,
spot- Yeah, I love Wally's.
right? Yeah,
Best
hear
beef
that?
jerky in the world.
it's pretty
It's
good.
pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Wally's over Bucky's, and
You know, I love it. It's obviously better than Wawa, but Wawa is just the
Yeah.
place I go
Wawa's
to every
been-
day.
Wawa's been going downhill since the 90s, man.
We got on cues here, man. That's our life.
Since the Jews took over.
Yeah.
I was about to say I could do a whole fucking TED talk on the timeline of where Wawa went wrong.
Yeah, I remember.
I working there and then like just being the type of person I am, I was like, I was so wrong.
Yeah, no, I remember
wrong.
Wawa when I left New Jersey in 1999, and then I remember Wawa when I came back in 2018. They were not the same store.
That
No,
is
it's not. It's
hilarious.
definitely not the same place like it used to be.
Nah, the sandwiches weren't good like they used to be. It just wasn't the same.
Jess.
Yeah.
You remember Jess? The
Yeah.
little short one, my manager.
Yeah.
She started in '99, and like she's been with them the whole time. So I got that exact perspective of what you missed, and I was just listening to her talk about stuff. And I'm like, sis, and you still here? Sis.
I managed to have one of the people ski me a t-shirt that worked there.
Nice.
It's always easy for me to seduce a chubby chick. It's so easy.
Yeah, they got the same size T-shirt as you. You're
But
good.
I
Yeah.
do. She's like, oh,
Boom,
my,
we
you know,
watching some pro
There's
right
a box
now.
of them in the back.
Look at that. Pro doesn't know he's live streaming, but you know.
Yeah.
What up, Pro?
I was about to say,
You
he
know what?
can't
Let me
hear
drop
us.
it in his chat.
No, we can't. Oh, okay.
Today's the grifting day of the week, or the year, bro. It's one of the best
It's the
grifting days of the year.
Super Bowl.
Yep.
Well, I guess no. This would be the playoffs, and
Yeah.
then election night is like
The Super Bowl. Yeah. Well, I don't know. All the grifting gets done before the election, though. You know, so
I didn't realize this thing's 9 o'clock here. The debate.
Yeah.
Everybody started hitting me. They're like, "Where are we at?" I'm like, "Oh man!" And then it was like, even it's just me. He's like 7:41 and all that. So you know, I'm like, "All right, like, let's just do it." You know what I mean? So, hey guys,
didn't
quick
know-
question.
I know that
Can
he's
you
an
hear
East
this?
Coast guy, though.
No.
Can you hear that? No.
It's coming through like echoey, reverby.
lunatic. Yeah, right.
Can you hear that?
No.
Comedic relief.
Like slightly.
There we go. Try that. Now we rocking. Right? Did you hear
Are
that?
we're just gonna stay at pro.
My pew pew machine was great today for the. I don't know what's going on. You know what? But that's okay. Who knows? It's fine.
It might
You know
be
what I
going
mean?
through on the stream,
Right.
don't know.
And you guys just can't hear it.
and it's just not
That's
coming
fair.
through on the what's it called?
Yeah, I don't know.
That would be weird. So he was doing great earlier. You know, it's all right. Welcome to podcasting. If anything can go wrong, it will go wrong.
It always goes
So-
wrong right when you want to start your show.
It
Yes.
absolutely will.
The second you hit that live button, things just stop working, and you're like, ah.
But like I said, I already did a show today and it worked fine. Where I actually, the whole point is to overuse it, and I way overuse it on my little, slap fight show. So,
Yeah, you get all your extra button mashing out for all the.
exactly.
Oh, to
We-
talk about that, did you cover that guy that got his face busted open?
Which one?
Whenever he got, it was, I saw
Oh,
it 2 days ago,
yeah.
3 days ago, maybe. He got slapped and it was little red. And then that next one came in and it was just shoo, and the look on his face
yeah,
was
beautiful. I love it.
Mhm.
I love it. And I'm saying it's the
It's
most
a big fight
beautiful
weekend
thing.
this weekend. Big fight weekend this weekend.
It is. It is huge.
Yeah.
Who's
Big
fighting?
UFC fights.
You got Canelo and UFC.
Yeah. I mean, Canelo's interesting, but UFC. I hate Sugar Shane. I hate him. I want him to go away. I just want him to get busted up. And I think my man, he's one of your people. He's from your neck of the woods. So
That's right, bro. Alhamdulillah.
let's see what's his name.
Allah Akbar,
Yes.
baby. In honor of
White
9/11,
Muslim
we're gonna
man.
do it for 9/11.
Never forget.
Yeah, baby.
Oh man.
Never
We should have a disclaimer.
Right. It's gonna be
These
one of
are
these
just-
shows. All right.
These are just one of the comedy stylings of Arif Lita. I'm playing a character.
We all have Tourette's.
Yeah. Yeah.
We do.
Horrible.
It's
Tour.
Debashvili is his name. So
Marab,
just
right?
call him
Marab.
Marab.
What did you just call me?
yeah, Marab.
The guys at work just
So,
reminded me
anyway-
about. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Mike.
No, what did they remind you?
Of Borat. I just totally remembered that Borat. Before Borat, there was a movie. It was the Ali G show. I totally forgot about
Oh
it.
yeah. Yeah.
They're in their 20s now, and they just found out about it. I was like, well, I was a teenager when this went on.
Right. Yeah. Oh, that
I
was
was
a
thinking
long time
about
ago.
Tenacious D, because Jack Black went off the rails. And I remember, I was literally just thinking about how that was one of the first things I grew out of. I remember watching Tenacious D as 15,
Yeah.
16 years old
Uh-huh.
and thinking it was the funniest shit. And then, 22.
Oh, and then you
and
revisit
feel
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got its moments, but, so.
Yeah.
And then,
it's kind of
what's it-
annoying now.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of had that same experience, but I remember liking it and then being like, what the hell is this nonsense? The same song
Right.
10 years later,
Right.
But then after them came Flight of the Conchords. You remember them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Little
Yeah.
cooler. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They were a little
The
cooler.
training.
And they kind of drew you back into that, at a later age. And then again, it just kind of became gay.
Yeah, actually, it's a little gay, but they're doing Time Bandits. So there's a new Time Bandits out. So we watch there's this website where you can watch TV from all over the world. You know what I mean? It's not exactly legal, but if you have the right pop-up blockers, you're good to go. I think we all know,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Anyway, it's in New Zealand, and it's the dude, the browner dude from Flight of the Conchords. He works with a couple of other people, and they actually have a show here called What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh,
kind of a
yeah. I've seen
comedy
that,
thing.
a vampire.
Yeah,
spoof.
exactly.
That's a good
so
show.
yeah, man, they have a pirate one as well. I think it's on Netflix, and then they have one that you have to look. That's in New Zealand, and they redid Time Bandits. If you guys remember the movie Time Bandits, they did a 6
Vaguely,
episode
yeah.
Yeah, I'm
kick
I
ass.
vaguely
It's pretty
remember
cool.
it.
So everything is so gay anymore.
Yes.
You can't
There's
watch
no
anything without
Bro,
okay.
So true. I was watching a show, and the first episode, the main character is masculine, and all the chicks love him, and then by the third show, some awkward dude just pops up behind them while they're naked. You fall in love with the main character, and then you find out he's just getting dicked in the ass.
Yeah, there was a UFC. They advertised they bought ads on UFC, so you would think they're trying to appeal to the UFC customer, and it was called For Those About to Die, and it was supposedly like some ancient Roman shit. And it's on Hulu, and so I checked it out. Like, there's so much gay. There's more gay sex than regular sex in it. Like, I had to shut it off. Like, I think it was like F4 or something. It was just dudes just banging. I mean, just straight going at each other. And I was like, can we get equal time at least?
Shame.
Yeah.
Degeneracy.
The Romans were
I
good
don't
at
hold
that.
up anymore.
Yeah.
They started all this. They started all this nonsense with Game of Thrones, right? You know what I mean? With all the,
Yeah.
all the dick scenes and stuff like that. and the weird
Unnecessary.
incest. Yeah, and the weird incest relationship. It was all like they've been laying the groundwork for a while. You know what I mean?
I don't mean, it's like I get the
That
point.
one blew up. The fact
I know
that
how
that
gay
show-
sex works. I don't need to see it. You know?
Yeah.
I get it.
Ugh.
Yeah.
but
I
you
watch her
see
Rom
it.
Life every week. Okay?
Yeah, bro. I mean, come on. It's a fucking gay party over there. What's up, boys?
Figure that you're back tomorrow night, right?
Oh, we back, baby. Like cook
Shit,
crack.
damn.
9 p.m.
excited.
Eastern. Hopefully everybody gets in the chat. Everybody remembers. I'm sure they will.
Yeah,
They've
we
been
all
dying
forgot
for us.
already.
I walk out of my house, all I hear is, when are you coming back? When are you coming back?
Yeah, man. That's what it is. When you're coming home, Reaper don't know when. We'll get together then. Yeah.
A reef's robbing the cradle and the old man's blue.
I don't know what's going on. It's okay. I'm confused. A little frightened.
Wrong song. Wrong song.
Emily's hollering shame and degeneracy somewhere in the hallway.
I heard Emily shaving in hallway. That's all I heard.
No. I said it. Emily hollering shame and degeneracy in the hallway.
Fair.
Didn't quite go together, but I was trying to get it on the flow.
You got to be quick. You
I'm
got to
not
be
a
quick here.
rapper. Yeah, no, I'm not. Lady brain. It's not my forte.
I know. It's not
I
your
am
fault.
looking for a good
Woman brain doesn't operate that fast. Also, it also doesn't. It's not very good at calculating the risk benefit analysis of like shit posting your way to the sun and then being like, oh no, they banned me and 2 of my accounts. Whatever will I do?
I remember I had like 4 accounts during COVID. But I always had my Haram Life never got booted, but I had like other accounts that got booted. I was like, during COVID, I was a crazy person.
I mean, most people
people
are
were.
always crazy people. The average person has like their like normal account and then they have their unhinged internet persona. Y'all don't know who I am. Like Batman account that they're just out there spewing hate on.
I like it though. I think we need dual personalities at all times.
Yeah,
I manage
agree.
like 5.
I guess. Well, we said that the other day. It's like you have to have like different personas going on and like different parts of yourself that you switch into throughout life. But I mean, I don't know. I guess being an internet troll is a decent enough outlet.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm always just kind of a bastard.
Well, that's the thing. Is like people like you don't need a internet.
I just
persona.
stick
It's
to
like
being
you
a
do
piece
that
of shit.
shit in real life.
Yeah, I tell you what I think in real life. I don't need the internet to do that.
That's See, I'm old enough to remember when like you didn't need a second account. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm at that age where I refuse to be that guy. I'm not gonna start the other account. Like, you like what I have to say, you don't. You can ban me or whatever.
Okay.
I don't.
I was,
even really
I was the MySpace king of surveys.
Yeah, like, I don't even have like any type of internet presence really. I don't spend a lot of time on the internet.
Yahoo Answers. I was in that.
I used to be on message boards.
Yahoo Answers.
Oh yeah, Yahoo Answers. Back when the internet was like before it was super social media and we had Facebook groups to go ask our dumb questions in, and not enough people like understood how.
I remember that. Yep.
Yeah, Yahoo provided a like it was one of their things. Like you had Yahoo News, Yahoo Email, and then they had Yahoo Answers.
Yep.
Let's go ask questions there.
Yahoo Answers were
Stupid people just asking fucking. I mean, I guess now they're Googleable questions, and Google wasn't even Google. What like it wasn't capable of what it was then. But yeah, I'd just sit there and while I'm having coffee that morning, let me see what these fucking stupid people are asking today. See what dumb questions I can answer. But yeah, that was
Guys, let's take a quick second while we have a lull in the conversation, and let's go ahead and like, we want to thank you so much for tuning in. Please like, share, and subscribe. You've got the Nephilim Murder Crew here. You can find them on Instagram, or excuse me, X, Instagram too. You guys on the IG?
we are on
we are on
Instagram.
Instagram. Yeah.
We're there.
Instagram, definitely Rumble, which, make sure you follow them there, preferred platform, as well as YouTube. We've also got Reef from the Haram Life podcast as well. Very successful podcast. Make sure you tune in and check them out. Once again, you've got them on YouTube. You got them on the Rumbles. Give Reef a call. He will take your call personally.
I will answer your call.
Yes,
all night.
he will.
It's a 900 number, but don't worry. The first 20 minutes are half off.
And we got to give a special shout out to my man right there. Shout out Seaport Pro. That's going to be Protocol's very own channel right there. Make sure you follow him on Rumble as well. And we want to thank you so much. Make sure you follow all of these wonderful people. Nephilim Murder Crew. I love you guys. I'll tell you why. Because you bring it in a way that nobody else does.
We appreciate
Believe
that.
it or not, it makes me love my marriage when I watch you guys. It really does. I appreciate that. Anybody
awesome.
that maybe knows me personally knows that I'm, extremely lucky and married way out of my league on so many levels. So most people know that, and that's okay. That is absolutely fine. However, I watch you guys. I love how you talk. I love how you break stuff down. It's not always easy, and I just appreciate the fact that you are, just out there sharing what you do and working your ass off, man. We know this is not an easy game. And, if it weren't for all the millions of dollars Russia was paying us, why would we do it at all?
Right, yeah.
We definitely wouldn't find the time to do it without the rubles.
No,
in.
I'll be honest too. Like, and I'm sure you probably both of you can relate to this. Where sometimes you just show up because it's like you're scheduled to do a show on Wednesday night at this time, and you're just like, I don't even know what we're doing tonight.
Yeah.
Like, we're just kind of showing up. We're supposed to show up.
We're all in this boat together, and we'll just start rowing. We'll get there.
Yeah, we all three of us think we're stars, and we're like, just roll the fucking camera. Let's go. We got this.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
I kind of.
no nothing.
I am a star,
Even
Google me,
professionals.
but that doesn't, it's okay. Anyway, we don't need to compare resumes, you know what I mean? We haven't all been able to, tour with Steve-O and open for Dave Chappelle, but in Hawaii. But hey, we don't need to be those people, all right? We're all winners in our own way. So anyway.
Well, and
I'm kidding.
I think it is. I think.
All right, Mike.
I think it's awesome to do little humble brags like that. I think it's slightly encouraging to the people out there who, like Tom and I right now, where we're showing up. We told these people we'll be here. We enjoy doing this, but we also have no fucking idea what we're doing. But we're here just as much as the people show up.
Yeah, we've been doing this since April.
Yeah,
April, May, June, July. So like 5 months we've been doing this. So yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to. I take credit for your guys' success. I mean.
Yeah, that's fine.
All the credit goes to me. I like to thank myself for giving you guys the opportunity on the Haram Life podcast.
Yeah,
we put you guys on. It's all good, though.
Yeah, we say that all the time, actually.
I didn't open for Dave Chappelle, though.
Yeah.
Work out well.
We start every show.
Did you have your own TV show? I did. Did you want to watch some of that right now? It's pretty cool. I can pull it up if you wanted to see. No, that's okay. We'll just keep moving on. My TV show's not that big of a deal.
Which one? The one that was canceled?
Yeah.
All right.
Like all TV. Joe Rogan had 2 canceled TV shows, okay?
Hey, listen, all right.
Relax.
Don't be throwing around Joe Rogan's name, all right?
Yeah,
Look, my close personal friends have nothing to do with this. Okay.
You'll never be allowed.
You can catch him outside of the Comedy Mothership live in Austin.
Catch him outside, yeah.
Fresh Mike live outside the Comedy Mothership.
Damn.
Working
not
for
that
tips.
far from Austin, so yeah. All the tips. Well, snap. What was I gonna do? I had some stuff. Oh, Benny is live. If you guys want to watch some Benny, got him live right now. Let's see here. Who's he talking to? Oh, he's talking to
If I watch it with you guys, does that count against my? I haven't watched Dave Rubin in.
And maybe comes from collegiate wrestling. Not exactly
days straight.
I can't hear him.
I'm listening. I muted this. Hold on, let me mute
Oh,
it.
okay.
Oh,
Who's
okay.
that? That's what's his name? Jim Jordan, right?
Yep, Benny Johnson and
Yeah.
Jim Jordan. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I
Who?
was just asking if watching this with you guys ruins my I haven't watched Benny Johnson in X amount of days streak.
Yes.
It's done.
Wait, you
I
don't
The
like
streak's
Benny
over.
Johnson?
look at his fucking face. Look at his stupid ass face.
A lot of makeup on that face right now. Look
Was
at
it
Jim
just the
Jordan. He
face?
aged in like fucking 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Man, Jim's had a rough time. Rough
Give it
go
up with
of
that
it.
comb over, bud.
I mean, I guess
Yeah.
I will watch Benny Johnson over Dave Rubin for baby purchasing reasons, but
Dave Rubin, please.
barely.
Baby purchasing reason. Shout out to It's Just Me in the Building. I don't know what's going on with my machine.
I just gotta hit the
You
button.
guys can't hear that.
No.
I can't hear anything.
No, sir.
You can't
Fire
hear
it
the
up,
cue cue.
Nephilim crew. Let's go. Take over the stream. That's enough.
No, thank you.
Yeah, no thanks.
I did want to say shout out and congratulations to you guys for you guys hit us on Twitter with a picture, if people follow you, of your studio. First of all, you love those as a podcast person, you love those behind the scenes, like, you know, your perspective
Oh yeah,
shot.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was great. You guys got that beautiful lighting and some new cams and everything. Congratulations, man. I love
Yeah.
this stuff.
We have a pretty dope studio set up
Yeah,
at our
we got a-
bar.
Basically, we where you guys are on it, we have a 65-inch TV right in front of, right behind the camera. So I'm looking at you guys like on a
That's
TV.
great.
So it's, yeah,
I'm
So
sorry.
it's
I
kind
need
of
to
like
get
you
more
guys are in the
professional.
room with us.
I need to get my shit together.
yeah. That's usually where the chat would go during a normal show. I'd put the chat up on that screen so I can read it easily, and I'd have my OBS open over here so I can see us. But since we're doing this with you guys, I don't want to be looking at you like this while I'm having a conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
I have.
Kind of awkward.
I
Until
do
we-
everything on my laptop still.
Oh yeah, now I have 3 screens going.
Yeah.
It's all done off a laptop, but I have 3 screens and the board and the stream deck all run into it.
I still use the Apple laptop camera.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
If it works, it works, man. Like
It works.
the
Yeah.
laptop camera for us doesn't really work because we have to get a wide angle shot of the two of
Yeah.
us.
No,
Yeah.
this is so much better. Like this is what I should be doing, but
No, no. I don't know that you need all that. Like I said, if you only have to get yourself in the view, then,
yeah.
I mean, you don't need to go all out on cameras and setup. But since we have to get both of us in a shot, it takes a little
Yeah.
more,
yeah.
you know.
This is a nice setup though.
Thank you.
For sure.
I-
Yeah.
Feel free to set up your own studio in your little house with chickens.
I might just set it up in the chicken coop.
I was
Yeah.
about to say, put a little podcasting shack next to the chicken coop.
And I can just say live from the coop.
Right there,
Yeah.
you go. There you go.
And
Watch
mean
this,
it.
City. Yeah.
How's
I
that
keep-
for validity?
You could turn it into. You could actually just put out like a little What are those things called? The be like
What now?
middle of your yard porch thing, gazebo.
Gazebo.
Oh, the
Put a
little
gazebo.
gazebo
That'd be
up.
I would
nice.
not
Yeah.
have guessed gazebo.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know, right? Y'all know what
Especially
I
going
meant.
a little, the little
Yeah,
thing.
the thing with
You
the
know,
stuff.
the thing
thing.
with the stuff.
The guy.
Indoors,
Yeah.
outside, indoors. These
Yeah.
guys are idiots.
Yeah. You know, the
little-
guy.
These guys are
Screen
just so
capture
dumb.
thing.
I'm on this show with a bunch of meatheads. They don't get me.
They don't get. They don't
That's
understand
fine.
the beauty.
It's fine. It's always refreshing when men don't speak my language. I'm like,
So how was Europe, bro?
Europe was nice, man. Albania is beautiful.
Well,
Albania is
first of all,
beautiful.
let's specify Eastern Europe.
Eastern Europe. Yeah, yeah.
Eastern Europe. When you
Eastern
go to
Europe,
Europe, go to Eastern Europe. There's a difference.
No, yeah. It's right.
one's better.
They- because Europe's a shithole, like actual Europe.
Yeah, no,
But,
actually, the roles have reversed. Eastern Europe is beautiful these days, and
Yeah.
Western Europe is a shithole.
Yeah,
The roles
the
completely
part of
reversed.
Albania where I went is in the Aegean Sea, and it's just beautiful over there.
Oh
It's
yeah,
just-
no, it absolutely
Wow.
is.
yeah.
I'm still gonna bust your balls about it, but yeah, it's
Oh yeah, of
gorgeous.
course. I mean, we lost power every day, but it was still
Yeah.
awesome to be by a beach, running water. Maybe not this morning, but it's okay.
Yeah. You can flush the toilet at some point.
Yeah,
Toilet. Just go
I
in
had to go
hole
to the
drain.
front desk and be like, "Yeah, there's no water." They're like, "Oh, really? Let me go reset the pump." I'm like, "That's refreshing."
That makes me feel good.
Yeah, but it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. My girl's from Macedonia, so we go over there and see the family and everything. So
Nice.
Macedonian. That's crazy, bro.
yeah,
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
I
Like,
bet. Had to import a woman, folks.
I mean, Macedonia is technically
like
a made up country. It's really Albania, but we're not
Yeah.
going to get into that right now.
Yeah,
But you hear that? It's like, that's Jesus stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
any place you read about in the Bible, you know what I mean? And then, you can pull one from there. That's some good genes. You know what I mean? When you have a kid, it'll, you know what I'm saying? Have
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
good Jesus
I'm
genes.
gonna
you know what I mean?
continue the
It'll still have
100%
some-
Albanian gene pool here. It's gonna continue on. I shall
Right.
not.
There you go.
I shall not mix my blood like you heathens.
Smart man.
Yeah.
Smart man.
Yeah.
Yeah, wholesome white woman is a little brown for my taste, but we're gonna let it slide. Okay.
Listen,
Yeah.
so
no, I
There's
know
a
that.
Mexican somewhere in there, bro. I don't
know.
want to disappoint you, but
I don't know.
I know. Well, it's worth it for the tacos. I get tacos.
oh,
like,
you know what
there
I
you
mean?
go.
That's yes.
She just looked at him like, "Ay, mira, ¿qué te pasa?"
yeah, so you get it. I like tacos. You know what I mean? Decisions were made. I'm okay
What
with
man
it.
doesn't? It's the best
Yeah.
food in the world, taco. You just,
Yeah.
it's always good.
I love them.
Well, it's like the perfect diet food too, because like if you think about it, two corn tortillas is 14 grams of carbs, and then it's just meat and lettuce, which is like maybe another half gram of carbs. So it's very low carbs, very low calorie, mostly meat and cheese.
And that's
It
Tom's
should be-
macro moment of the night.
Yeah,
And you could eat 6 of them bitches and still
yeah.
be
Eat 6 of those bitches, like 900 calories, and I don't know, less than 100 grams of carbs.
Fucking
Yeah,
gains,
all
bro.
day.
Gains
Actually,
all
it's
day.
Plain.
That's 45
Yeah.
grams of carbs, and yeah, I don't know, probably 30 grams of protein.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's tacos are
And-
good food.
And
That's-
like your lady can't mess up cooking it. It's like the hardest
Right,
thing
yeah.
possible.
Right, it's just ground beef, some seasoning. Like, come on.
Yeah.
And also, it makes fucking meal prepping hella easy. You just spend the grocery list. You just buy the fucking same shit over and over again. You want to cut your fucking grocery bill? A meal plan and meal prep for step
Yes.
fucking 1. Step 2 is to like make the meals count, right? Like prioritize the protein, make sure that you're getting the fresh vegetable, and then worry about a fucking carbohydrate if you need one.
I'd say even
That's-
skip the vegetable, just stick with the protein.
Yeah. I mean, like,
That's it, bro.
I'm with
That's
you,
the
but I
way I
mean,
think.
people you can't get not vegetable people to eat vegetables, and you also can't get vegetable people to quit eating vegetables.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do it. I mean, you
Mike,
could.
Mike, you have any diet tips for us?
Enjoy yourself. That's
don't
actually
have
what
a
I do
wife.
here, because it's just me and my wife, right?
Yeah, I'm just kidding,
So
my wife too.
it's hard for us to go to. We end up meal prepping, and what I'll do is, it's what I love about Mexican food. And growing up, in Oklahoma, lots of Mexican food. I could literally eat it every day. It's just food here. Like I remember when I lived in Hawaii, I would grab just corn chips and eat them, and people were like, "You just eat corn chips like a snack?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course, this is what we
Yeah,
do."
why not?
But you take like a couple pounds of ground beef, you taco season it up. Great thing about it is you have your tacos or whatever, and then you can add refried beans or just straight black beans. And then, you cut up a little bit more lettuce, a little more tomato, bam, and black olive, however you like it. And then you're having burritos the next night, and then, or 2 nights. I like to switch it up. So we just got an air fryer. So I'm learning air fryer action. So I'm like old school, I cooked in restaurants a lot. So air fryers and shit. I could almost live without a microwave, but I'm learning. I'm growing and
Yeah,
learning.
yeah.
And
I won't allow a
Yeah.
microwave in my house.
see, I don't.
We have not had a microwave in like 8 years now.
You don't really.
There is no
Is it because
microwave
of
in
like
my
the?
house.
No, we
Is
have like
it-
one of those theater, like in-home theater, like movie popcorn popper things. Because really, that was like the only thing that you like can't do without a microwave.
Right.
And
So
then
we got a popcorn machine.
yeah, so we spent
But yeah, I don't have a microwave because I don't like the way food tastes when it comes out of a microwave. It's
Yeah,
just all
that's
soggy
dry
and
and
nasty.
shit,
Yeah, it's like soggy and dry at the same time. It's like the
Yeah,
outside
it's disgusting.
Yeah. Anything you want crispy comes out wet. Anything you want damp comes out crispy. That's how microwave
fair.
works.
I'm getting
It's-
notifications
all
that
the
everyone's going
nutrients.
live right now.
and
Yeah,
exact all the
everyone's.
nutrients.
Yeah, it's 7:30. Boom, 5. Yep. It's that time. Let's see here. Pro has got. If we want to hit pros, Pro has got this one.
Throw the jewel down the well. It's all my country It can be free.
J tunnels. Yeah. That's
For some reason, I thought that was the
The video.
like,
I couldn't hear anything.
Oh,
yeah. I had it quiet because.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure like we can hear the debate though, you know.
Word.
maybe.
Let's see here. I'm getting. Hold on.
Maybe.
Let's see here. I'm getting. Hold on. I'm doing stuff here. I got. Let's
We'll
see
carry the show
here,
on.
and then we're gonna pull.
So
up.
Tom, Emily, tell us more about macros on a Tuesday
you.
night.
You guys
Yeah,
only made me go live like an hour early. So,
we made
yeah,
you.
I'm totally
bad.
prepared.
I'm gonna pull up this Twitter post here.
Which one?
The one where he said we're going live at 7.
Yeah. Definitely said 7.
it says live at 7:50.
Yeah.
And we showed
No,
up. This is what we
It
do.
said
We
8.
come
Look at the.
correct. We come
I-
correct.
It's not, I mean, like being punctual is it's a thing.
Yeah.
It's a thing. You can't fault us for
Dicko,
being
in the great
know,
state of
taking things
California.
seriously.
She's going
Oh,
to
my
talk
God.
about how great of an attorney general, law and order, going to lock up the criminals.
Can you hear that?
So she's
Yeah.
not going to talk a whole
Yeah.
lot about
We
any
hear.
real true
you getting all you
substance
guys?
because there's
Yes.
really nothing for her to talk about. She could talk about her family. She could talk about growing up and pursuing the American dream and all the odds she was up against. She can
It's
mention
going to
Willie Brown,
be
but
just a
she's going
shit
to
show
talk about
tonight.
those things and not a whole lot of real
I don't
important
even know what
policy.
to expect.
I think it's going to be interesting. This will be the
Bam!
first time she'll be confronted on Trump's
There's your
Project
boy,
2025 with Trump himself, who's easily going to say, that's not my
Hunter
plan. I have
Biden,
nothing to do with it.
corporation.
She keeps saying that. That's not correct.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Okay, so do you guys agree?
Oh,
What did he
Hannah
say?
Blair. I love her. What was that?
He
So
said,
what do
we
you guys?
agree?
Do you think that Kamala is going? Yeah. Do you guys think that Kamala is going to try to use 2025? Something that's pretty. It's kind of a moot point within the Trump campaign. It's not anything that we're looking at right now. Do you think she's still going to try to use it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you
they're
think is
all
going to be
dead.
her strategy?
That's the only talking point that their side has. Like that's
Yeah.
the thing that they keep dragging out. Like
They gotta
so I
double
think
down at
that
this
would
point.
be-
Yeah,
they're gonna
yeah.
double down on it, and also that would be like what they're preparing her to talk about and bring up and ask questions on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've already settled in on their talking points for the election season. Now that's all you're going to hear, like the 2025 and a couple other small things. I haven't really paid attention to anything she says, so I don't know. But like we're at that time of year now where it's set. These are the talking points from now till November.
Yeah, this is what we're stuck with.
Yeah,
I just can't wait for the moment she goes off script and she kind of like, and you'll see the media help her out tonight. They'll cut her mic out or they'll do something to try to distract. But when she goes off script, you're going to see it. I can't wait for that specific moment because you're going to see it happen.
there's going to be a fiery crash and burn at some point. And
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for it. What I'm not
Like-
looking forward to is that cackle.
Oh yeah, she's definitely going to say, I'm speaking.
Yeah.
Do you think?
Do
Do you think? Do you really think she's
she's
gonna pull that
specifically
again this
mad
year?
about that too, right?
Yeah. They had to give her a smaller podium so she can look bigger in it.
Yeah. She made all kinds of ridiculous requests for this debate.
It's
I
like
can't
me
believe
with my
it's 20 years ago.
t-shirts.
Yeah. Can I get that in extra medium, please?
Guys,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
please.
let you catch up, talk a little bit about that, and
All right,
Alright.
well, we
Okay.
got Mike.
Do some producer stuff.
Yeah. So
Well, I'm your co-host here, Rock and Reef Leader, live on a Tuesday night. I'm sitting here with the Nephilim murder crew while Mike comes back. Guys, what are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling anxiety a little bit and a little
Uh-huh.
excitement and anticipation. We're a big Kamala household here, so we just love her to death. We can't wait to see what she has to say and put that man in his place.
Yeah, and there's your spokesman, Gaze for Kamala.
I just,
Oh.
I am kind of excited though. Like I've never been excited for a debate. Maybe just because I know I'm gonna get let down. Nothing's gonna really come
Right.
of it. It's gonna be the same talking points, the same shit. You know, the same thing he's been saying. Immigrants, this, that. There's gonna be no real conversation being had, or
Yeah,
back and forth.
He'll have a couple funny one-liners, I'm sure. I'm sure he'll have a
Yeah.
couple little clip, those are always
We're
good.
definitely getting a meme from tonight. There's gonna be a meme out there
Oh, yeah.
tonight.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be several memes out of tonight.
Yeah, there'll be a
Did
lot
you
of
see Congress just melt down that guy Swalwell over a meme? I mean, you can't make this shit up.
Trump with the ducks, and he's like,
You can't make it up. He's on camera in Congress losing his mind over a meme. You
Right.
can't make
Well,
this shit up.
I also like the fact that now with all this Haitians eating duck pets and stuff like that everybody's, oh, guys never heard of duck hunting? I'm like,
Yeah.
first of all, the same people that are saying that have been completely opposed to duck hunting. That we're all
Yeah.
evil for doing it. But then second of all, it's like, yeah, but I got to go out and get a license and buy a duck tag, stamp and this and that. I can only do it from this day to this day. And these assholes can go out there with a shoe and just kill a duck.
Yeah,
in
it's
the
like,
middle of the fucking city park.
Right? Yeah. Like, where's the game warden at, bud?
yeah, we regulate this so we can have ducks.
Right? Yeah. I
You know?
guarantee you, I go out duck hunting within 5 minutes. The guy's gonna show up and check my duck stamp
Yeah.
and my license and this and that and the other thing. But no, these guys are cool.
Yeah. That's the frustration that I have with it. Is like, where's the fucking game warden at?
Yeah,
Imagine being a swan or a duck. Like everybody's so nice to you, and here comes this motherfucker, just grabs you by the neck. Poor
Yeah.
fucking duck. He's been tricked. Everybody's so friendly to him, and then you got this guy just grabbing him by his neck.
yeah.
It's like,
Yeah. I can't even go out
Ducks
to my
lives
garage.
matter.
Yeah. I can't even go out to my garage and look at my boat without a game warden showing up looking for my life vest and this and that and everything. And these guys can just go out and kill ducks whenever they want.
It's all right though. They need help. I mean, we got to help them.
Totally.
It's not their fault.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
We have to be accepting.
do we though?
Well, and if you think
Yeah.
about it from the game warden's point of view, he doesn't want that paperwork. You
Yeah,
don't
no,
think about it,
yeah.
you're a game warden. And now there's an illegal guy, no ID. What do? You're gonna have to lock it. You're gonna have to call the
You
boat.
gonna take-
No,
you're
I
gonna
don't want that
fucking-
kind of heat. I'd rather,
You're
lean on you
jurisdiction
for your
to
boat
juris-
shit.
Yeah, exactly. There's money made in my shit. Oh, look, he doesn't have a life jacket. There's a $120 fine. No, he doesn't have this. There's a $120 fine.
What you do is you do game warden to game warden transfer of the fucking person who's here undocumented until you get down there to that border and say, go on and get, instead of worrying about making money off of American citizens that are already paying fucking $500 a year to have a dang 2-week waterfowl season. I gotta follow, but you fucking skippity skip your ass over here with no rules free, and they're out here eating them.
Well, just even like on the immigration process, like my girl to come here and be a citizen, we have to go through so much stuff, get a lawyer, paperwork.
And
Yeah.
you gotta have money in the bank to support her.
Exactly.
You can't just be like, oh yeah, I ordered her off the internet, bring her over. No, you
Yep.
gotta have like fucking 10G a year in the bank in the event that anything goes wrong with her, and you have to have insurance, and that like there's a whole process to it.
Yep.
It's wild.
Yeah, the catalog didn't tell you about all that extra cost, did it?
Nope. Just
Yeah.
found out right now. I'm calling her mom, be like, this product is defected.
No, take this guy.
It's no
Dishwasher
good.
makes noise.
Does she have a younger sister?
Are you willing to sneak through the border, honey?
It's,
Yeah,
it's
seriously.
a really quick trip.
Are you?
Oh,
Let's see here. I am trying to pull. Who do you guys want to watch? Is there anybody you want to watch? Is there anybody you're interested in?
We can see
whatever, I
what
don't
Fat
care.
Boy's doing.
oh yeah. Yeah, the quartering. See what Fat Boy's doing.
I
Yeah,
say it
man,
in
quartering.
a
I
loving
like
He
quartering.
could not be Fat
One
Boy
thing I-
way.
What was that?
I will say this. I like quartering because he's actually trying to mobilize people and get people out there in the streets and active, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, I have nothing against him. I actually enjoy his videos because he really gets to the meat of it, like right at the beginning. So I'm not gonna watch 4 minutes of his 15-minute video to get the most of the story right out front. I appreciate that about him.
I've never watched them.
Right.
Yeah, I never watched more than the first 5 minutes because, like I said, I got the information I wanted in the first 5 minutes, and I don't have to watch the rest of it.
I have nothing against the man, really, as a human being. I just call him Fat Boy because maybe he'll hear me say it and it'll make him feel bad and he won't be a fat boy anymore.
He's actually been losing weight.
I know he has. I know he has. He's got a standing desk and he's doing the walking and
Probably
stuff
because he heard you
got,
calling him Fat Boy.
I mean, it
Yeah,
may
maybe.
be, or it could be because he got a fat boy, broke my or sprained my ankle injury like I did.
Yeah.
And was like, just walk it. I'm too fat to just walk. What? Ain't
That's
no way.
wild. Being too fat to
Ain't no
walk
way.
is wild.
Yeah. It's
You know?
I like how she straight up is like, I'm just trying to shame the motherfucker. That's it.
You know, you
Shame
can
is the best
Shaming.
motivator.
yep. I tell people that work all the time. You don't have to be an asshole, but yeah, well, sometimes you gotta shame somebody to get them to do something right.
Yeah.
It's effective. It is effective. All
Yeah.
right, let's see what my man is saying.
Stunning and Brave SC Woods, 1947. Yes. What I'm told is based on Kamala Namanan's preparation, is she's
Kamala
going
Namana.
to just have all of okay, first of all, does anybody believe she doesn't already have the questions?
Of course he has the question.
Explain this. I'm new
But-
to the internet.
People give me credit for rebuilding the military. They give me credit for a lot of things, but not enough credit for the great job we did with the pandemic. But the only jobs they got were bounce back jobs. These were jobs bounced back, and it bounced back and it went to their benefit. But I was the one that created them. They know it, and so does everybody else.
Vice President Harris, please.
So Donald Trump has no plan for you. And when you look at his economic plan, it's
Oh my
all about
gosh.
tax breaks for the richest people. I am offering what I describe as an opportunity economy. And the best economists in our country, if not the world, have reviewed our relative plans for the future of America. What Goldman Sachs has said is that Donald Trump's plan would make the economy worse. Mine would strengthen the economy. What the Wharton School has said is Donald Trump's plan would actually explode the deficit. 16 Nobel laureates have described his economic plan as something that would increase inflation and by the middle of next year would invite a
16
recession.
Nobel laureates
We
of
just
y'all's
have to look
choosing?
at where
Yeah.
we
They
are
towed the
and
line
stand on
and
the
were
issues. And I'd
effective with their
invite you to know
propaganda?
that
No?
Donald
Can I get the names of these people, please?
Trump is looking out for you.
It's just a soundbite. They gave her that to say. Look, I went to the Wharton School of Finance, and many of those professors, the top
That's just a
professors,
soundbite they
say
gave
my
her to
plan
say.
is a brilliant plan. It's a great plan. It's a plan
That's
that's going
brilliant
to
plan.
bring up our
It's the greatest plan
our
ever.
values,
Nobody's ever had a plan like this before.
country. It's going to make people want to be able to go and work and create jobs and create a lot of good, solid money for our country. And just to finish off, she doesn't have a plan. She copied Biden's plan, and it's like
Yep.
4 sentences.
Look at
like
cracking.
run, spot, run. 4 sentences that are just, oh, we'll try and lower taxes. She doesn't. Administration. We are going to take in billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars. I had no inflation, virtually no inflation. They had the highest inflation perhaps in the history of our country.
She
because
doesn't
I've
know any
never seen a
numbers.
worse period of time. People can't go out and buy cereal. Or
By the way, hi
bacon or
mom. Mom, are
eggs
you
or
here? Hi
anything else.
mom.
The people
Hi,
of our
Tom.
country are
Shout out from the Nephilim
absolutely
Murder
dying
Crew.
with what they've done. They've
I don't wanna be left
destroyed
out,
the
okay?
economy. Look at a poll. The polls say 80 and 85 and even 90%.
Kamala Harris
that
plummeting
the
down to
Trump economy was great,
46.5
that their
now.
economy
Trump up
was
to
terrible.
Vice President
51.9.
Harris, I do want to ask for your response. And you heard what the president said there, because the Biden administration did keep a number of the Trump tariffs in place. So how do you respond?
Oops.
Well, let's be clear that
Oops.
the Trump administration resulted in a trade deficit, one of the highest we've ever seen in the history of America.
Normal people don't know what that
He
means.
The world
invited
was shut
trade
down
wars.
due to
You want
COVID.
to talk about his deal with China?
All
what
she can
he
talk
ended
about
up
is Trump.
doing is under Donald Trump's presidency.
That's her plan.
He
Where's
ended
her
up
plan?
selling American
She has no
chips
plan.
to China to help them improve and modernize their military, basically sold us out, when a policy about China should be in making
much
sure the
money have
United
you
States of
given
America
to-
wins the competition for the 21st
What's it
century,
called?
which means focusing on the details of what that
How?
requires,
Piano
focusing on relationships with our
after
allies,
Ukrainian
focusing
boy.
on investing in American-based technology
How?
so that we win the race on AI, on quantum computing, focusing on
Oh, yeah, a
what
lot
we
of
need to do to
middle-class
support
people could give
America's
a fuck about that.
workforce so that we don't end up having on the short end of the stick
Russell Brand now,
in terms
guys.
of workers' rights. But what Donald Trump did, let's talk about
Shout
this,
out Rusty
with
Rocket.
COVID, is he actually thanked for what
Rusty
he
Rocket.
did during COVID. Look at his tweet. Thank you, President Xi, exclamation point, when we know that Xi was responsible for lacking and
I call
not giving us
shenanigans.
transparency about the
Shenanigans.
origins of COVID.
President Trump.
What?
They bought
Why, Gal?
chips.
What? What?
Taiwan. We hardly make chips anymore because of
The origins of COVID.
philosophies like
No one's
they have
admitted
and
about that yet.
policies like
No one's.
they have. I
Yeah.
would say her because she has no policy. Everything
No
that
policy.
she believed 3 years
It's the worst
years
policy
ago
ever
is
because it
out
doesn't
the window.
exist. I haven't seen it yet.
My philosophy now. In fact, I was going to send her a MAGA hat. She's gone to my philosophy, but if she ever got
Yeah.
elected, she'd change it, and it will be the end of our country. She's a Marxist. Everybody knows she's a Marxist. Her father's a Marxist professor in
Boom.
economics, and he taught
Mm.
her well. But what when you look at what she's done to our country, and when
She's
you look
like,
at these
this
millions
son
and
of a
millions
Right.
of people
just
that are
brought my
Look at her
daddy into this.
responses.
You know
Yes,
that my
I
daddy
believe
disowned
21
my
billion
ass.
people, not the
You
15
know
that
my
people
daddy
say.
disowned
And
me,
I think it's
and
a
you
lot
dare
higher than
bring
the
into this.
21.
The look on her
That's bigger
face
than New
lets you
York
know that
State,
she is going
Oregon,
off script
and
soon.
just
She's
look
not
at
going to be
what
able to
they're doing
control
to our
her
country.
emotion,
They're
and she's just going
criminals.
to
Many
say
of these
dumb
people
shit
coming
coming
in
up.
are criminals.
Any
And
question
that's
now?
bad for our
He
economy,
hit
too.
her
You
daddy
mentioned before,
issues,
we'll talk
but
about immigration later.
Yep.
y'all
Well,
get
bad
ready.
immigration is
Yeah.
the worst thing that can
Look at her.
happen
She can't even
to
hold herself
our
together.
economy.
She's like, "Ugh."
They have, and she has destroyed our country with policy that's insane. Almost policy that you'd say they have to hate.
Is he really
country.
doing this
President
Rumble
Trump.
Studio?
Let's see.
I want to turn to the issue
Oh, yeah.
of abortion.
Yeah.
Really?
President Trump,
Yeah, he
walked
has a
in town
contract.
But I'm
today
sure they
with
give him
Joe
all the
Biden
love.
last
Yeah, he
year,
probably
and
has all the
said
special
that he was
features that I
proud
can't
to
get.
be the
Yeah.
most pro-life president in American
Jenny!
history.
Hello,
Then
Jenny.
last
Hello,
Friday,
Jenny.
the administration would be great for women
Yeah,
and their
she.
reproductive rights.
Sister
In the
C,
home
she
state of
does.
Florida, you surprised
She looks
many
so.
with regard to your 6-week
Yeah.
abortion
Jump back
ban,
over to
because you
Jeremy.
officially
All right.
She's got what I have always called a nasty face, where you just
Let
hear
me jump
looking and you're like,
here. Let me do a
oh.
thing.
Where did volume go?
Switching between them, it mutes it, and then you gotta turn it on.
Oh.
So that way you don't get your ear holes blown out.
Is Mike even still there? I haven't heard him talk in a minute.
He's
I'm
still
here.
there.
Can you hear me?
He's
Can you hear
I
me?
can hear you. I can hear you. You're just being quiet.
He's producing.
I'm producing and listening. Sorry.
Apparently he doesn't. Apparently he only likes to talk
Hiya.
when it's you. He doesn't like me at all. Nobody likes me.
I like you. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, absolutely. Yeah. You guys agree?
Agree what?
Oh, we
If
can't
they
hear it.
switch to abortion. Oh, you
I
can't hear
can't.
her?
I can't hear it.
Yeah, it's not coming. Audio is not coming through.
Try that.
No.
No, sir.
Got it there?
No, sir.
No.
Hold on.
Is it
We're gonna have to
muted?
kill all that, and we're gonna be right back into it. Give me 1 second here. I just got the error message that we lost. That StreamYard lost audio for some reason. Yay for technical glitches, but that's okay because we're
happens.
coming back on it. What are you guys thinking so far?
I'm thinking it is going semi as expected.
Yeah, she's gonna go off script soon and say something really dumb because you can see it on her face. She's having trouble. He's pissing her off.
Yeah, when he
Like,
mentioned
she's-
her being a Marxist, that was a moment for her where she was like, I've listened to all this shit and now. And then he mentioned that her father was a Marxist professor of whatever. And like
There's the audio.
her and her dad, they don't have a good relationship.
And that's what happened.
Can you
Now,
guys hear that?
Ohio,
Yeah.
the vote was somewhat
coming back
liberal. Kansas, the vote was somewhat liberal, much more liberal than people would have thought. But each individual state
Yes.
is voting.
Yes.
It's the vote of the people now.
Good
It's not tied up in the
job.
federal government. I did a great service in doing it. It took courage to do it. And the Supreme Court had great courage in doing it. And I give tremendous credit to those 6 justices.
There
Heck
is
yeah.
no state in this country where it is legal to kill a baby after it's born. Madam Vice President, I want to get your
Bullshit.
response to
Well, yeah,
Well,
Chicago,
as I
Illinois.
said, you're going to hear a bunch of lies,
Illinois,
and that's not actually
Oh,
a
home
surprising
state.
fact. Let's understand how we got
Oh,
here.
that's right.
Colorado, you
Donald
can.
Trump
Yeah.
hand-selected 3 members of the United States Supreme Court with the intention that they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade.
You don't know that.
And they did exactly as he intended. And now in over 20 states, there are Trump abortion bans, which make it criminal for a doctor or nurse to provide health care. In one state, it provides prison for life. Trump abortion bans that make no exception even for rape and incest, which understand what that means. A survivor of a
I
So you keep
Crime
saying
of
Trump.
Yeah, ho, y'all
to
don't do
their
your
body
jobs already.
does
The
not have the right
mandatory
to make a
reporters
decision about
already
what
don't
happens
Get off
mandatorily
abortion.
next.
Get off
report it.
abortion.
Immoral.
Abort.
And
I like that they
one
brought it
does
up
not have
early.
to
Good
abandon
topic.
their
About
faith
babies.
or
Yeah.
deeply held beliefs to agree. The government and Donald Trump certainly should not be telling a woman what to do.
Whatever, twat. Wherever you're watching, make sure you click that follow button or you click that subscribe
Yeah.
button. I'll be live again
Follow
tomorrow
the
breaking
button.
all.
Which make it
Subscribe.
no.
Follow the
A
button,
doctor
people.
or nurse to provide health care. In one state, it provides
Yep.
prison for life. Trump abortion bans that make no exception
Crowder,
even for
Ron
rape
Crowder
and
screaming.
incest.
Can you
Which
guys hear that?
understand what that
This
means.
is dishonest,
A
but
survivor
smart
of
on
a
her part to say
crime
Trump abortion
violation
bans, even though it has
to their
nothing to do with them.
does not
Hey,
have the
if they
right
are
to
Trump
make
abortion
decisions
bans,
about what
then they should be
happens
Trump
with
abortion
their body
extensions
next. That
in
is
Colorado and California because it went to the states, right?
One does not have to abandon their faith or deeply held beliefs to agree. The government and Donald Trump certainly should not be telling a woman what to do with her body. I have talked with women around our country.
That's all
who
she
want
had.
to talk about this is what
You can't do
people want.
abortion for 90 minutes, huh?
Pregnant women who want to carry a pregnancy to term, suffering from a miscarriage, being denied
Oh my
care
God.
in an emergency
still
room because
shocked
the
at the
healthcare
moderator.
providers are
Yeah,
afraid
where's
they
the
might go to
moderation? When
jail,
do they?
and she's bleeding out in a car in the
Wait,
parking
hold on a
lot.
second. A woman
She
who
didn't
wants
want
to have a
that.
baby
Her husband didn't want
and
that.
doctors won't help her?
A 12 or
What?
13-year-old
That's where it's
survivor
salad,
of
I think.
incest being forced to
Mr. Trump.
Just to be clear, less than 1% of all abortions,
right.
incest, rape, or health of the mother.
And I
Fact check.
pledge to you,
Dumb broad.
when Congress passes a bill to put back in place the
This is her
protections of Roe
wheelhouse
v.
if she
Wade,
has one.
as president
will
of the
make
United
child
States, I will
sacrifice
proudly sign
mandatory
it
for
into
every
law.
woman in
But
America.
understand,
Is what
if
Kamala's
Donald
about to
Trump
say.
were to be reelected, he will sign a national abortion ban. Understand, in his
apart, and they've wanted it back in the states.
Back.
And I did something that nobody thought was possible.
Good play. Good play.
The
Good
states
play.
are now voting. What she says is an absolute
Should I bring
lie.
on Brianna
And
Morella?
as far as the abortion ban, no,
Should I
I'm not
bring
in favor of
Brianna on?
abortion ban, but it doesn't
I
matter.
feel like you should
because
take a lap and reel it in some. A little
taking
high
over-
energy.
Would you veto a
Pure
na-
high
national
energy.
ban if it
Well,
came
I
to your
won't
desk?
have to because again, two things. Number one, she said
It's
she'll
back
go
on
back
the
to Congress,
state.
but she'll never get the vote. It's impossible for her to get the vote, especially now with the 50-50, essentially 50-50 in both Senate and the House. She's not going to get the vote. She can't get the vote. She won't even come close to it. So it's just talk. You know what it reminds me of? When they said they're going to get student loans terminated,
And
and
then
it
nothing
ended up
happened.
being a total catastrophe.
Great.
The student
Great.
loans,
Great
and
to
then
bring that up.
her, I think probably her boss, if you call him a boss, he spends all his time on the beach. But look, her boss went out and said, we'll do it again. We'll do it a different way. And he went out, got rejected again by the Supreme Court. So all these students got
gonna bring on
taunted with
Brianna.
this
Hold on
whole
a
thing about this whole idea. And
We
how
got duped.
unfair that would have been. Part of the reason they lost to the millions and millions of people that had to pay off their student loans. They didn't get it for free. But they were saying it's the same way that they talked about that they talk about abortion.
But if I could just get a yes
right.
or no, because your running mate, JD Vance, has said that you would veto it if it did come to your desk.
Well, I didn't discuss it with JD, in all fairness. JD, and I don't mind if he has a certain view, but I think he was speaking for me, but I really didn't. Look, we don't have to discuss it because she'd never be able to get it, just like she couldn't get student loans. They couldn't get student loans. They didn't even come close to getting student loans.
It's a
They taunted
non-issue.
young people and a lot of other people who had loans. They can never get this approved.
He's
So it
getting himself
doesn't matter what
extra
she says
time by
about going
rambling
to
on
Congress.
about
So
this.
wonderful. Let's go to
You won't answer
Congress.
the
do it.
question because you keep
But
making the
fact
same
is
point
that
about
for
student
years
loans.
they wanted to get it out of
That's
Congress
smart.
and out
Real
of the
smart.
federal government. And we did something that everybody said couldn't be done. And now you have a vote of the people on abortion.
Vice President Harris.
Vote
won't give me
of the
time to respond,
people.
But I do want to ask, would you support any restrictions on a
And
woman's
this
right
is
to an
where
abortion?
I get
I absolutely
annoyed
support
with it. Like, if you
reinstating
don't
the
agree with the
protections
way
of
that
Roe
your
v.
state
Wade.
handles
And
it,
as you
pack up
rightly
and
mentioned,
move.
nowhere in
Yeah.
America
Pack up and fucking move.
is a
Go
woman
where you can fucking rip babies apart in the womb. Go where they'll let you do that. That's fine. If you're a doctor and your state fucking decides that that's not a thing that you do, that you're allowed to do anymore, but that's the thing that you do, go find somewhere else to fucking go do it. Y'all can move around.
Yeah. That's
Pack
kind of the beauty of
It's a big
America. That's,
country.
yeah, well, that's the way America was intended to be. That's the beauty of it. If you don't like things in the state you live in, move to another state.
Go to a different place.
Like
You
that,
have
like the
different-
spirit of
it's all
America.
different for a reason.
I mean, it wasn't up until the 70s and 80s when people really just
That it
settled.
started to homogenize.
Like-
Or, yeah, really, yeah.
It's kind of always been the American spirit is once you come of age, you go out into this great land and you know what I mean? Take what's yours.
Find your spot, put your
So,
stake
yeah,
down,
find
and
what-
start building your log cabin.
Yeah, find the area that suits what you like and what you believe and fits your morals, and you go set up shop there, you know? Or you go to Illinois because that's where the money is. One of the two.
I agree. And yeah, man, how you live in Florida is very different than how you live in Washington State. It's a different
Yes.
Yep.
lifestyle.
Having lived in
So,
Washington State, I
yeah,
can tell you
man.
for
And
sure.
I believe
Look, we've lived.
I
I've
believe,
lived in-
and the tree bears the fruit.
Yeah, and it's even different between blue states because like I've been in Washington State. We lived there for almost 20 years. I lived there. I lived in New Jersey. I was born there and lived there until I was 19, but then went back in my late 30s, early 40s for a couple of years. And now we live in Illinois. And it's different living everywhere, like completely different. It's none of them are the same.
No.
It's not even like the same country in a lot of ways, other than the common language.
And I have those same states as well as Texas
Agreed.
and
And
Idaho as a small child. So it's a varied place out there.
yeah, and we live in the cornfields of Illinois, so we live much more like Oklahoma than we do Chicago.
For sure.
You know,
For
It's-
sure.
Once you get outside of that Chicago
Yeah.
bubble, it's a very
Yeah, there's a
red
lot of
state.
country.
Yeah, it's we live in a really
I've lived in
nice part of Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
you've
come
lived
visit.
quite a few
Yeah, I've lived in
places too.
Hawaii. I've lived in LA. Yeah, Dallas, Oklahoma. I lived in, stayed in Japan for a while. And I can tell you all very different. Dallas, Oklahoma would probably be the closest. And there's still a bit of different culture there. And it's only 3 hours away. So absolutely. Let's jump back in.
Back in
Yeah.
Wait until 6 months before the election to act.
The
And would
moderator
have
let
done
it go.
Anything differently from
Rise
President
from
Biden on
Micot
this?
because she's
So I'm the only person on this stage who
Yeah,
has
absolutely.
prosecuted transnational criminal organizations for the
Ah.
trafficking
Yeah.
of guns, drugs, and human beings. And let me say that the United States Congress, including some of the most conservative members of the United States Senate, came up with a border security bill, which I supported. And that bill would have put 1,500 more border agents on the border to help
1,500.
those folks who are working there right now
Right.
overtime trying to
I'm
do
gonna
their
bring
job.
Brianna in here in a second.
Try
It
to
would have
millions coming
allowed
across the border
us
every
to
day.
stem
Yeah.
the flow of fentanyl
Yeah.
coming into the United States. I know there are so many families watching tonight who have been personally affected by the surge of fentanyl in
One
our
second.
country.
I'm bringing in the
That
co-host.
bill would have put more resources to allow us to prosecute transnational.
This is a move, Kamala. Keeping people locked up for pot possession so they can fight wildfires is a weird thing
What
to.
is going on here?
He's bringing in a guest.
Who's he?
Quartering.
Oh,
We're
Yeah,
switching.
that was being wacky, so I switched. I lost audio again. Hold on.
That's all right. Yeah, this is a weird place for her to be going, considering her
Try
track
that. I lost
record.
audio again. Try that. No.
no.
Nope.
Audio there? You got audio there?
No, sir.
No.
No. I don't even think he has audio there. I think Rumble might have lost audio.
I was gonna say that might be the Rumble might.
Yeah,
be
you
having
think of the
issues
amount of
with
people
it.
streaming right now? Like, yeah.
A, the amount of people streaming, and then B, the amount of people watching.
Yeah, it's internet is at max capacity right now.
Are you catching audio now?
No.
No,
Yeah.
sir, it's still not coming through.
You guys got audio now? Tell me. No. Hold
Nope.
on. Give me a second. Give
Yeah,
me one
okay.
second there. But we have audio
Yeah,
with
we
each
need
other,
to-
and that's the most important
do.
part. So
Right, yeah, yeah.
I think Trump is killing right now, and I think she sounds a little desperate, quite honestly.
Yes, she sounds
is giving me
desperate.
desperate vibe.
She looks very flustered, and he's definitely getting to her. You know what I mean? You can see it. He's getting to her.
And her team has made a
Yep.
choice by having her do the fentanyl card because,
Bad
like,
idea.
yeah,
real
like,
bad idea.
she's not really the person to speak on that.
So far, it seems like they're setting her up to fail.
A little bit,
Yeah.
but also, I get, I don't know. We all know who votes for them. It's the like college educated fucking
Well,
government job having.
there's the
There we
audio.
go.
We got audio. Oh, no, we don't.
Oh, I turned it off.
Well, he muted it.
No, I turned it
Oh.
off because I wanted to finish her thought.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I was done.
Yeah, it's just I mean, like we know the people who fall for the Waltz Harris campaign, anyways. So,
Right.
she's not really talking to us or anybody else, and
That's
that's not
obvious.
who they write the answers for. They write them in a way that their team will
The
understand.
douchebags will get,
Yeah, their cyborgs will be like, yeah.
People that still believe television media tell the truth.
Right.
Yeah.
The ones who
our
haven't
country
received
by
the
allowing
update.
these millions and millions of people to come into our country and look at what's happening to the towns all over the United States. And a lot of towns don't want to talk. It's not going to be Aurora or Springfield. A lot of towns don't want to talk about it because they're so embarrassed by it. In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in.
the dog
They're
ate,
eating
they
the
brought it
cats.
out.
They're going to
eating-
fact check him and say this
they're
wasn't
eating
verified.
The pets of the people that
brought up
live
the
there.
dog.
This is
And
not a
this
smart
what's
move, and
happening
you should stick
in
to the
our
numbers.
country, and it's a shame. As far as rallies are
eating
concerned,
the
as
wild
far
Don't
as
go back to that.
the
Get off the
reason
rallies.
they go is they like what I say. They want to bring our country
Just
back.
compare the
They wanna
numbers. That's
make
all you had to
America
say.
Great again. It's a very simple phrase. Make America great again. She's destroying this country, and if she becomes
pivoted.
president, this country doesn't have a
He should have
chance
answered
of
that was a bill
success.
with 20
Not
billion
only
to the border
success,
and
we'll
70
end up
billion to
being
Ukraine.
Venezuela on
And by the way, I wasn't in
steroids.
office.
I just want to clarify here. You bring up Springfield.
Yeah, he wasn't even in the
Ohio, and
office. Why
ABC
is he
News
having-
did reach out to the
Listen.
city manager there. He told us there have been no credible reports of specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused
Of course
by
he said
individuals
that.
within the immigrant
That's
community.
why you
Well,
shouldn't
that's
take the
people
bait.
on television.
Let me just say here, this is
The people on television say my
Hold
dog
on,
was
you
taken
can't
and
fact check him and not let him
used for
respond.
food. So maybe he said that, and maybe that's a good
Yeah.
thing to say for a city manager.
I'm not taking this from
But the
television.
people
I'm
on
taking it from
television
the city
saying their
manager.
dog was eaten by the people that went there.
Again, the Springfield
Named
city manager says
vagina.
there's no evidence of that. Vice
We'll
President
find
Harris,
out.
I'll let you respond to the rest of what you've heard.
Because I heard it was a cat and duck.
You know,
What?
this
That
is,
liberal
I think, one
fucking
of the
laugh.
reasons why in this election, I actually have the endorsement of 200 Republicans who have formally worked with
None of
President
whom
Bush,
matter.
Mitt
Adam
Romney,
Kinzinger and Liz
John
Cheney.
McCain, including the endorsement of
Right, yeah,
former
John
Vice
McCain
President
has
Dick
warmongers.
Cheney and
Why would you
Congress
miss
Dick Cheney, hey,
member
can we fact check?
Liz
Bring up
Cheney.
Kamala Harris.
Second
I don't know.
that right there.
I hit both of our mutes when I was. Oh, okay.
She muted me.
Oh, you'll be fine.
She
Barely
muted
said
me.
anything.
The Republic would never survive another Trump term. And when we listen to this kind of rhetoric, when the issues that affect the American people are not being addressed,
There's the
I think the
paperwork.
choice
There's
is
the
clear in this
complaints about the
election.
eating of dogs.
President Trump will give you a quick minute to respond
Yeah.
here.
Thank you, because when I hear that, see, I'm a
Thank you.
different kind of a
Thank
person.
you.
I fired most of those people, not so graciously. They did bad things or a bad job. I fired them. They never fired one person. They didn't fire anybody having to do with Afghanistan and the Taliban and the 13 people whose
Yeah,
were
Trump
just
was
killed
not a great
viciously
run
and
for Trump.
violently killed. And I got to know the parents and the family. They didn't fire. They should have fired all those generals, all those
Agreed.
top
Yeah.
people,
Agreed.
because that was one of
A lot
the
of
most
people still answer John.
incompetently handled
Trump started
situations
strong, but now
anybody
he's a little.
has ever
Kamala
seen.
has a little bit of the
So
Kamala
when
momentum
somebody
right
does a
now.
bad job,
Yeah.
I fire
Abortion.
him.
They switched to
And you
abortion
take a guy
to
like
help her.
Esper. He was no
Intentionally.
good. I fired
Yeah.
him, so he writes a book. Another one writes a
Now
book.
he's on his
because
back
with me,
heel-
they
his
can write
back
books.
feet.
With nobody else can they? But they have done
They're also
such
tag
a
teaming
poor
against
job,
them.
and they never
Yeah,
fire
exactly.
anybody.
Thank you, Zach.
Look at the economy. Look at the inflation.
Yeah, Fat Boy's got a point there. He's a little off right now.
Yeah.
Oh, there goes the audio again. Oh no, it's back.
Fighting.
They have done such a poor
Is it
job,
back?
and
Or
they
did it go?
never
Yeah, good.
fire anybody. Look at the economy. Look at the inflation. They didn't fire any of their economists. They have the same people. That's a good way not to have books written about you. But just to finish, I got more votes
That's a zing.
than any Republican in history by far. In
By
fact,
far.
I got more votes than any sitting president in history by far.
Oh,
There's
don't.
a
Let me
drinking
continue on
game?
immigration. It was what
Don't
you wanted
open
to
that
talk
can
about
of-
earlier. So let's
She's
get
gonna
back to
come
your
back on that.
deportation proposal that the vice president has reacted to.
He's
as
debating
well.
three people.
President Trump,
Yeah, he
you
is.
call this the
Yeah.
largest
Don't let
domestic
him get under your
deportation
skin.
operation in the history of our country. You say you would use the National Guard. You say if things get out of control, you'd have no problem using the U.S.
With local
military.
police, yes.
You also said you would use local police. How would you deport 11
just
million
told you.
undocumented immigrants? I know you believe that number is
One
much
at a
higher.
time, buddy.
Take us through this. What does this look like? Will authorities be going door to door?
Give
in
him
this country?
context.
Yeah.
Only 3 million under his
Asking
administration.
for details.
Because of them.
Not on
They
her.
allowed criminals, many millions of criminals. They allowed terrorists. They allowed common street criminals. They allowed
380
people to
terrorists
come
crossed the
in,
border
drug
and counting
dealers
under
to come
Kamala
into our
Harris and
country,
Biden.
and then
Only
now in the
11 under Donald
United
Trump.
States
380
and
versus
told
11.
by their countries like Venezuela don't ever come back or we're going to kill you.
forgot
Do you
how
know
good of
that
a job
crime
Carter
in
does when he
Venezuela
does
and
these
crime
types
in
of
countries
videos.
all
Dropping.
over the world
He's sitting there with
is
his little
way
notepad
down?
chiming
You know
in with
why?
stats
Because they've taken their
unnecessary.
criminals off the street and they've given them to her to put into our
There
country.
you go.
And this will be one of the greatest mistakes in history for them to allow. And I think they probably did it because they think they're going to get votes, but it's not worth it because they're destroying the fabric of our country by what
That's
they've
true.
done. There's never been anything done like this at all. They've destroyed the
How you gonna
fabric
get
of
'em
our country. Millions of people let in, and all over the world, crime is down all over the world except here. Crime here is up and through the roof.
She's going to
despite
try
the
and use
Well,
keep
fraudulent
they
buckets,
statements that they made.
statistics that don't include the
Crime in
reporting.
this country
Yeah.
through the roof. And we have a new form of crime. It's called migrant crime. And it's happening at levels that nobody
Same
thought
thing the
possible.
UK
President
is
Trump,
dealing
as you
with.
know, the FBI says overall violent crime is actually coming down.
And
in
we
this
got
Bring it
more
up
of them
because
than they
he
do.
has one.
They were defrauding statements. They didn't include the worst cities. They didn't include
Nice.
the cities with the worst crime.
Boom.
It was
Get
a
'em.
fraud. Just like
Good.
their number of
He's right.
818,000
Okay, it's
jobs that they
drinking.
said they created.
Are you
turned out
playing
to
the
be a
drinking
fraud.
game?
President Trump, I'll let
I
you respond.
noticed
Ah, so
a minute
rich.
ago there was a
Coming from
What a-
someone who has been prosecuted
Smug bitch.
for
Well, there it is.
Oh!
national security
There it is.
crimes,
Prosecute.
economic crimes,
Ugh.
election interference, has been found liable for sexual
She's losing
assault,
so
and
bad.
his next
He has to
hearing
bring this
liable.
shit
court
in.
appearance is in November at his own
Liable.
criminal sentencing. And let's be clear, where each person stands on the issue of what is important about respect for the rule of law and respect for law enforcement. The former vice president called for
We'll pull that clip
defunding
afterwards. The rioters
federal law
should
enforcement.
not stop, nor will they stop.
45,000 agents. Get
Yeah.
this,
You called
I got
on
for
the day
that.
after he was arraigned on 34 felony counts.
Did he?
So let's talk
After
about
he
what
was-
is important
I
in
told you,
this
by the
race.
way,
It
this is why you,
important
Mug Club
that
Undercover, we
move
knew this would be the
forward,
dynamic.
that we
It's gone
turn
now.
eye roll all the
It's a
way out my head.
weaponization of the
same
DOJ.
old tired rhetoric and address the needs of the American people. Address what we need to do
You're
about
vice president
the
now.
housing
Do it now.
shortage, which I have a
That's
plan
where he
for.
is.
Address what we must do to support our small businesses.
Unburdened
needs
by what has been.
American people.
Yeah,
Address
she's-
what we need to do
Yes, sir, we
about
can hear
the
you.
housing shortage, which I have a plan for.
Oh, what
Address
is it?
we
The
must do to
plan,
support
the
our small
plan.
businesses. Address
I've got a
bringing
plan
down
for
our
this. and I've got a
grocery
plan for
bills.
that.
But frankly, the American
Ask
people
the
are
answer.
exhausted with this same old tired playbook.
Vice President Harris, thank you.
Excuse me.
should
Every
get
one
to
of those
respond.
cases was started by them
Yes.
against their political opponent. And
Oh.
I'm winning most of them, and I will win the rest on appeal. And you saw that with the decision that came down just recently from the Supreme Court.
Yeah,
I'm
people don't
winning
care
most of
about
them.
this.
But those are
Yeah.
cases, it's called weaponization. Never happened in this
Bring up the
country.
record.
They weaponized
Yes.
the
Innocent
justice
people
He hasn't
system.
done that yet.
Every one
Yep.
of those cases was involved with the DOJ from
They
Atlanta
got him on his
and
back feet with
Fawning
the
Willis
abortion stuff.
to the
Yep. Tony.
Attorney General of New York and the DA in New York, every one of those cases. And then they say, oh, he's a criminal. They're the ones that made them go after me. By the way, Joe Biden was found essentially
Nobody cares
guilty
about Joe
on the
Biden.
documents case. And what
You're
happened in my
Kamala.
documents case? They said, oh, that's the toughest of
Essentially
them
Joe
all.
Biden's accused of having run off
Joe
the White House
Biden
when she was
was
Miss Biden. Bring
Two
that up.
months ago, it
mentally
was thrown out.
incompetent.
It's
Trump
He
completely
can't
threw
try
the
it
border
for
question.
used it,
Kamala
and it's
got him
never
triggered
happened
on
in
the
this
rally
country.
thing. Yeah, you're
They
right.
used it
You're
to
right.
try and win
You're
an
right.
election.
Not only that, the
Fake
feds
case.
admitted they
President Trump,
staged
thank you.
photos.
Really quick
Fake
response from
photos.
Vice President Harris
Yeah.
on this notion of weaponization of the Justice Department.
Well, let's talk about extreme and understand the context in which this election.
Trump
in 2020
Trump
I
has
mean,
had
I
a
know
really
that
bad
this
10
is
the
minutes
United
here.
States Supreme Court.
I know that this is a
recently
little bit
There's
of a
still an
hot
hour
take,
left.
would
but
essentially be
do they
immune
really expect
from
us
any
to pretend
if
like
he were to enter
Comey
the White
didn't
House
happen?
again. Understand, this
Like
is
what didn't
someone who was
That, like
openly
James
said
Comey,
he would
like none of the
terminate,
stuff
I'm
that Comey
quoting,
went through and
terminate
did, and right at
Constitution
the
of
end
the
of his
United
career, like
States.
we're
That he
just
would
supposed to
weaponize.
totally forget about that.
Yeah, we're gonna pretend that never happened.
We're
J-
gonna
Who? They
yeah,
already erased that guy from history. He never existed.
right, like we're
Wait, are we
gonna
talking about? Sorry, go ahead.
go ahead.
No, go ahead. What are you saying?
I was going to say, and are we talking about a way forward? Are we talking about the economy? Are we talking about war? No, she's doing exactly the. Maybe he's doing the rope-a-dope. It's like let her punch herself out now because we still got an hour left. But this is brutal. I'm not happy right now about this.
No, this
She's
is
got
just
a-
Vice
the whole thing
President
is
Harris,
joking.
in your last
The fact that she's talking about it being the same old playbook, that's what I was saying is like I remember
I'm gonna go
James
grab some water.
Comey. I remember how they ran him out of office or they ran him not out of office, but out of his They basically made him take retirement early because he wasn't gonna do what they wanted him to do. But they're like, "Well, you've been in this position for such a long time." We're supposed to forget that they've already leveraged people and bullied people out of position to put people in to do the dirty work. We're supposed to
That's right.
forget about that. And she's trying to get everybody to the same old playbook, the same old playbook. It's like an MK Ultra trigger phase. It's to get people to be like, yeah, ooh, just more of the same old shit, which is just the same old shit that I've been having for, like, if we're being honest, we've been in a fucking political election cycle since 2015.
That's true.
Since April of
Absolutely.
2015, this shit has not stopped. And maybe that's just me being just retardedly aware of it all. But like, I mean, even 2012 to 2015, like that was that was kind of like
Exhausting.
the beginning. Yeah, that was kind of like the beginning of it. That was like the sprint. That was the qualifier. And then now it's just like it's just this.
Like I said, I wish the election were, tomorrow.
Right.
Just so
Yeah.
we
Just get
could
it over with.
focus on so many other
Right.
things. and
Now
not-
can we do something else for like 5 minutes
White
before
House
you
with
fucking people distract everybody with
guardrails,
something else?
Because
He's got
certainly we know
unleashed
now
now,
the
I
court
think.
won't
Fuck
stop
it.
him. We know JD Vance is not
He's got
going
to
to stop him.
unleash. I wanted
up
him
to
to
the
be more
American
calm,
people.
but now he's
Vice
got to
To
President
stop
Harris,
him.
thank
Yeah.
you.
He's got to
Lindsay?
unleash.
Vice President Harris, in your last run for president,
Yeah,
This
he
is the one
triggered
that
her daddy
weaponized,
issues.
not me. She weaponized. I probably
He's
took a
triggered.
bullet to the head because of the things that they say about me.
Damn, that's
They talk
unleashing.
about
Yes.
democracy.
Yeah.
I'm a threat to democracy. They're the threat to democracy. With the
He's
fake
triggered.
Russia,
Democracy is the
Russia
threat
to
investigation
democracy.
We have a lot to
that
get.
went
Yeah.
nowhere.
We have a lot to get to. Lindsay?
And I'm
Vice
back.
President Harris, in your last
Trump's
run for
triggered. He's
president,
gotta
you said
calm
you
down.
wanted to ban fracking. Now you don't. You
Okay,
wanted
this is good.
mandatory
Talk about
government
fracking.
buyback programs for assault weapons. Now
Man,
you
what
can't
election
win
cycle
because
is
you
this?
don't.
Are we
You
talking about
supported
abortion and
decriminalizing
fracking?
pork
Right.
listings.
Yeah.
Now you're taking a harder line.
gotta
I know
calm
you
down.
say
He's
that your
gotta calm down.
values have not changed. So then why have so many of your policy positions changed?
Oh, they're going to let her off
So
the hook here,
My
right,
values
Brianna?
have not
You
changed, and I'm
talked
going
about
to
drilling
discuss
for
every
oil as
one of
much.
at least every
Gosh,
point
on
you
my
made.
website.
But in particular,
Yeah.
let's talk about fracking because we're here in
Campaign video of
Pennsylvania.
the border
I
wall,
made that
Trump's
very
border
clear in
wall.
2020.
Yeah.
I will not ban fracking. I have not banned fracking as Vice President of the
I
United
gotta
States. And in
check.
fact,
Even though
I
she said
was
she
the
wanted to.
tie-breaking
I
vote on
gotta
the
check
Inflation
that made
Reduction
my
Act,
decision
which
change.
opened leases for
Yep.
fracking.
Is what
My
she said.
position is that we have got to invest in diverse sources of energy so we reduce our reliance on foreign oil. We have had the largest increase in domestic oil production
Come back
in
with we
history
had energy
because of an
independence,
approach that
Donald. Do it.
recognizes that we cannot over-rely
Because
on
you
foreign
open
oil.
federal lands and
As
you
it relates to my values, let me tell you,
overcharge
I grew up
to
a
pull more
middle-class kid
money
raised by a
from the
hardworking
oil
mother
companies
who
and then allowed them
saved
to
Oh, here we
and was
go.
skyrocket
able to
their
buy our
prices.
I'm
first
middle
home when I was
class.
a
Then
teenager.
also
The
fucking
values I bring,
old
the
Joey
importance
Poo
of home
Pants
ownership, knowing not
fucking
everybody
sold all of our reserve at bottom prices.
Exactly.
Not all of it, but he sold out a good chunk
Well,
of it
yeah.
at fucking bottom prices because he was like, well, I mean, we don't really need all this.
And the rest of it, we're
Whoa.
selling to ourselves to fund the war to put ourselves in deeper debt so we can
Right.
bomb. It's some bullshit, man.
We had to go bomb some poor
having a
people in the
friend.
sand.
Yeah.
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 And my focus then
Trump
on
failed.
protecting women
Trump
and
failed
children
this
from
debate so
violent
far.
crime
He's
is based on a
done very
value
poorly.
that is
Oof.
deeply
I would say
grounded in
mediocre. He hasn't landed a punch yet.
standing
Yeah.
up for those who are most
He
vulnerable.
came out of the gate strong,
My
but the
work
last
that
20
is
minutes
about
have been all
protecting
Kamala.
Social Security and
It's not how you
Medicaid
start though.
is based on
How you finish.
long-standing work that I have done.
and
Protecting
release
seniors
violent
from scams.
He's got to
offenders
hit her on the
into
My
flip-flop.
low
values have
income
not
areas where
changed.
women and
what is
children
Bring up
are.
the
important
border
is that
wall.
there
His
is a
border wall is
president
featured in
who
her political
actually
ad.
brings values
Boy.
and a perspective that
Yeah.
is about
It's also kind of easy when they're like, Kamala, tell us why you're so great. Trump, why are
Right.
you such a gross piece of shit? Kind of
This
hard.
is
the
true.
true measure of the
She
leader.
keeps looking at him. He won't
is
give
the
it.
leader who
She's
actually
disgusting.
understands
Yeah.
the strength
Her
is
neck
not in
Botox
beating
is
people
wearing
down,
out.
it's in lifting
She needs a
people up.
facelift.
I
Yeah.
intend to be that president.
Neck lift too.
President Trump,
No.
you're
First of all, I
think
wasn't
so.
given $400 million. I wish I was. My father was a Brooklyn builder, Brooklyn, Queens, and a great father, and I learned a lot from him.
He's
But I was
gotta hold
given
it
a
together.
fraction of that, a tiny fraction, and I built it into many, many billions of dollars, many, many billions. And
Ah,
when people
nobody
see it,
cares,
They
Trump.
are
Come on.
even surprised. So we don't have to talk
That's
about
the
that.
American
I'm
dream,
for
though.
drinking. She's
It
been
is.
against it for 12 years.
There you go.
defund the police. She's been against that forever. She gave all that
Are you
stuff
pro
up
police?
Bring up her
very
capital gains
wrongly,
tax. She
very
wants to bring it.
horribly, and
Giving the
everybody's
FBI new
laughing at it.
headquarters.
Bring
Okay,
that up.
they're all laughing at it.
Unrealized
She
capital
gave up
gains.
at least 12 and probably 14 or 15 different policies. Like she was big on defund the police. In Minnesota, she went out. Wait a
Triggered.
minute, I'm talking now.
Yes!
Please.
He did it to her!
Yes.
He did it to
Where
her!
does that sound familiar?
She went out
I
She
love
went out
that.
in
I
Minnesota
love that.
and wanted to let criminals that killed people, that
You know,
burned
Mike
down
Pence is a little happy
Minneapolis,
right now.
she went
Yeah.
out and raised money to get them out of
He
jail.
fucking got her,
She
though.
did things that nobody would ever think
She
of.
knows.
Now she wants to do
She's so mad.
transgender
Good.
operations on illegal
Yes.
aliens that are in
Yes.
prison.
Hurrah!
This is a radical left
Yeah.
liberal.
Let's
that
go!
would do this.
Communist.
She wants
Yes,
to confiscate
communist,
your
say
guns,
communist.
and she
People
will
don't know what
never allow
Marxist means.
fracking
Say
in
communist.
Pennsylvania.
No,
If
communist.
she
That
won the
resonates with
election,
Americans.
fracking in Pennsylvania will end on day one.
Yeah, I guess
Just to
Marxism
finish
is
one
just one
thing,
step
so
below
triggered.
in my
communist, so it's
opinion.
not so bad.
No,
So,
Marxism is
I got
communist.
the oil
I know
business
it is,
going
but
like
when
nobody has
people
ever
hear
done
it-
before. They took when they
Yeah.
took over,
They are
they got rid of
interchangeable,
it,
but
started
as
getting
narrative
rid of it,
movement
and
programs,
the
they hate
prices were
communism, not
going
Marxism.
up the roof. They immediately let
yes.
these
Slow
guys
down,
go to where they were. I would have been 5 times, 4 times, 5 times higher because you're talking about 3.5 years ago. They
I want
got
to
it
be
up
4 times or
to where
5
I
times
was.
higher.
Right? Pretty high.
Because they had no choice because the prices of energy were
We're on
quadrupling
ProStream
and doubling.
now.
You saw what happened to gasoline. So they said, let's go back to Trump.
Can we
Well,
hop
well-
on with
The
Pro?
election, the day after
Yep.
the election,
Pro is
we'll
on
go
with
back
us
to
live. You might be
destroying our
texting me. He
country, and
texted
oil will
somebody.
be dead. Fossil fuel will be dead.
Oh,
We'll go
yeah.
back to windmills and we'll
Yep,
go
that's
back
him.
to solar where they need a whole
bet.
desert to get some energy to come out. You ever see a solar plant? By the way, I'm a big fan of solar, but they take 400,
President Trump.
500 acres of desert
President
soil.
Trump, we have a
These
lot
are
of
not good
issues
things
that we
for the
have to get
environment
to.
that
We're
she
out of time.
understands.
Thank you.
No, 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 no,
You have an
no.
election in just
You
56 days.
dropped the
And
ball
I
on
don't
that
wanna
one,
talk about the
Donald. You
peaceful
dropped the
transfer of power,
fucking
which, of
ball.
course, we all
I
know
give
is a
a shit
cornerstone of
if
our
they do their
democracy and the role
goddamn
of the
solar
president,
goddamn shit
in
in the
a
middle of
moment
the
of crisis.
fucking desert where the
Mr.
sun does
President, on
nothing but
January
shine
6th,
and
you
nothing
told your
grows.
supporters to
I
march to the
hate
Capitol. You said
that
you
it's
would be
taking
right
up
there with
good
them. The
fucking
country and the world
arable
saw what
farmland
Capitol that
that
day.
will
The
be
officers coming
unusable
under
for the next
attack.
100
Aides
fucking
in the West
years,
Wing say you watched them
provided
unfold
nothing
on
goes wrong with
television
those
off the
stupid
Oval
ass
Office.
solar panels.
You
Yeah.
did send out tweets, but it was more than 2 hours
You
before
missed
sent
it,
out that video
Donald.
message telling your supporters to go home. Is there anything you regret about what you did on that day?
Maybe it's just a
You
Midwest
just
thing.
said
I don't know.
a
Hold on.
thing that isn't covered peacefully and patriotically. I said during my speech, not later on. Peacefully and patriotically. And nobody on the other side was killed. Ashley Babbitt was shot by an out of control police officer that should have never, ever shot her. It's a disgrace. But we didn't do this group of people that have been treated so badly. I ask, what about all the people that are pouring into our country and killing people that she allowed to pour in? She was the border czar. Remember that. She was the border czar. She doesn't want to be called the border czar because she's embarrassed by the border. In fact, she said at the beginning, oh, I'm surprised you're not talking about the border yet. That's because she knows what a bad job they've done. What about those people? When are they going to be prosecuted? When are these people from countries all over?
I'd bring up the
coming in
BLM
from
riots. Why
all
not?
Over
Yeah.
You
the world,
fundraised for them.
David.
Bring it up
all
now.
over the world.
Yep.
And crime rates are down all over
Modest
the world
Chikma,
because
Trump
of
being
it.
forced into
When are
saying,
those-
in my
David,
opinion,
when
like
are those
Jeremy's
people gonna
forced
be
into saying,
prosecuted? When are the
chef's
people
kiss,
that
such a
burned
scam.
down
Yeah,
Minneapolis going to be
yeah.
prosecuted? Or
Thank
in
you, Modest.
Seattle, they went into Seattle. They took over a big percentage of the city of Seattle. When are those people going to be prosecuted?
Boom!
You might ask her that question.
You were the president. You were watching it
Never.
unfold on television. It's a very simple question as we move forward toward another election.
Oh, fuck
Is there
off.
Wow,
anything
you
regret about
bitch!
what you did?
Ah!
Yes, sir.
I had nothing to do with that.
He
other
had
than
nothing
they
to do
asked
with
me to
that.
make a speech. I
Are you
showed
going to
up for
ask
a
Kamala
speech. I
Harris
said,
about the
I think
BLM
it's
riots
gonna
that
be
she
big.
fundraised
I
for?
went to
Help people
Nancy.
get out of
They-
jail?
Yeah,
This
right.
is
The fucking bails that she
be
paid.
far more biased than I actually could have imagined.
It is.
The CNN
This is very biased.
debate was
We all know it's gonna be
way
biased.
more fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are literally running
No.
interference for Kamala Harris. You could tell she's more confident now. She's standing up straight. She's feeling good. They've asked nothing about her. They did ask her about flip-flopping, but all they did was ask him about J6, with any retard knows he has nothing to do with.
Uh,
The abortion was not good. He should have just said it's a state's issue. Next question. He has not brought up her previous criminal history as a prosecutor. He's not tied her to Biden at all. He has 45 minutes left, though.
Damn.
He can finish
I
strong.
was the vice
Hopefully
president
he gets some
elect. I was
coaching.
also an acting
so.
senator. I was there. And on that
He's
day,
losing this debate,
the
in my
president
opinion.
of the United States incited a violent mob.
No, he didn't.
No,
to
he
attack
didn't.
Go after
the
BLM.
nation's
Come on.
capital,
Yeah, he's
to
losing. He has to go on the attack.
our
He has to go on the
nation's
attack.
capital. On that
She
day,
fundraised for people who went out and
140
committed
law
crimes to gain
enforcement
more
officers
victory. And you got to
died,
keep
Yeah.
hitting the punches.
and some died.
Yep. He's got to
And
push back
understand,
against the.
The
She
former
raised money
president
for their
has been
defense funds.
indicted and
Yep.
impeached for
One died.
exactly that reason.
Yeah,
But this is not an
One.
isolated
he's
situation.
losing this debate. Yes,
Let's remember Charlottesville.
Oh, my God. Oh, here you go.
Charlottesville.
There were
Oh.
a
Oh my
mob of
God.
People carrying
Very fine people.
spewing anti-Semitic hate.
Oh my
And
God.
what did the president then at the
Anti-Semitic.
time
They
say?
literally have terror.
He
They were
loves
fine
Israel.
people on the side.
people.
Let's remember
Greatest
that
people.
when it came to the Proud Boys, a militia,
Proud Boys never did
the
anything
president
violent.
Never
said,
did
the former
anything.
president said, stand
Where's our
back
Proud
and
Boy at?
stand by.
He didn't.
So for
Nope, he didn't.
everyone watching who
Well,
remembers
Trump has to
go on
what
the attack.
January 6th
Brianna,
was,
talking
I'm
You've
with
got to
you.
fire it up. This
I
is
He's
say
gotta
we
go.
don't
He's gotta
have to
fucking
go
wake-
back who remembers what January 6th was. I say we don't have to go back. Let's not go back. We're not going back. It's
Why she
time
talking
to
about us?
turn
Why she
the
want to bring the
page.
Proud Boys in this? We didn't do
And if
anything.
that was a
There you
bridge
go.
too far for you, well, there is
Very
a
fine
place
people. Very
in
fine people.
our campaign for you to stand for country, to stand for our democracy, to stand for rule of law, and to end the chaos, and to end the approach that is about attacking the foundations of our democracy because you don't like the outcome. And be clear on that point. Donald Trump, the candidate, has said in this election there will be a bloodbath. If this and the outcome of this election is not to
I know,
his
right?
liking, let's turn the page on this
Here she go.
Financial bloodbath.
for the future and not
Oh.
go backwards to the past.
Let me just
You
follow up here.
sound clipping hoe.
Was a different term,
Yep.
and it was a term that related to energy because they have destroyed our energy business. That was where bloodbath was. Also, on Charlottesville, that story has been, as you would say, debunked. Laura Ingraham, Sean Hannity, Jesse, all of these people, they covered it. If they go an extra sentence, they will see it was perfect. It was debunked in almost every newspaper, but they still bring it up, just like they bring 2025 up. I would be very proud to do it. I would say we would both leave this debate right now. I'd like to see her go down to Washington, D.C. during this debate because we're wasting
Kamala
a lot
has
of time.
caught up
Go down to,
on the
because
betting
she's been so
markets.
bad. It's so
Tied
ridiculous. Go down to Washington, D.C.
Not good.
and let her sign a bill to close up the border because they have the right to do it. They don't need bills. They have the right to do it. The president of the United States, you'll
He's
get him
on the
out of
deep.
bed,
See, this is what I was
you'll wake
with.
him up at 4:00 in the afternoon. You
Trump
say,
is
"Come
good
on,
on the
come on down
offense.
to
He's
the
not
office,
great
let's
on the
sign a bill."
defense.
If he
He's fucked.
signs a
He's
bill,
He's
fucked.
not. I mean, like he's making a decent point right now about the you could executive
Oh,
order this
phenomenal.
shit.
Yeah.
Y'all-
if
Y'all
they do
executive
that,
order
the
everything
border
else.
is closed.
Mr.
Those
President,
people are killing many people, unlike J6.
You're right.
talked immigration here tonight. I do
Yeah,
think
he's losing. He could have
next issue.
gone back on
Is it
so
really
many of that
ABC
stuff.
screwed up?
Instead, he's
This is
just
truth.
floundering.
They were
He's
going
not
the other
doing
way. They
great.
stopped playing by their
Mr.
terms.
President, for
Well, they're
3.5
also not
years
setting up
after
well.
Well, they're-
you lost the 2020 election, you
They're not
repeatedly
helping.
Oh
falsely
my
claimed
Yeah.
God.
you won, many times saying you won in a landslide.
Terrible.
In the past couple of weeks leading
Trump-
up to this
Yeah,
debate,
this is-
you
Now,
have said
Trump,
he
you
has
said a
lost
bunch
by
of
whisker,
shit, you lying
you, quote,
piece of.
didn't quite make
Yeah,
it.
this is
They're not talking about the
This shit and
economy.
talk about
They're-
Kamala Harris now.
Yeah.
Now acknowledging
Ignore
This
it.
is embarrassing
Ignore it.
now. Not
Not a
embarrassing
single
to
American
embarrassing
voted
to the
for the
country.
United
It's
States.
like,
Right.
this is
Yes.
embarrassing.
It
This
was
is where we are as
lost
a
by a
country.
whisker. That was said sarcastically. Look, there's so
No.
much proof.
He's
All you have to
triggered.
do is look at
Don't
it.
do
and
it.
They should have sent it back to the legislatures for
No.
approval. I got
Terrible
almost 75
debate.
million
Terrible.
votes, the most votes any sitting president has ever gotten. I was told if I got 63,
81
which was what I
million.
got in 2016, you can't be beaten.
Trump's melting down.
The election, people should
Yeah.
never be thinking about it. An
He's
election
not
is
down,
fraudulent.
but
We
he's
need
not
two
doing
things.
great.
We need walls, and we have to have it. We have to have borders, and we have to have good elections. Our elections are
Honestly,
bad.
I don't think
And
it
a
really
lot of
matters.
these illegal immigrants
if he-
coming
if
in,
he-
they're
if he
trying to
does
get them to
horribly-
vote. They
he
can't
does
even
worse than he's
speak
doing
English.
now,
They
which
don't
is
even know
possible.
what country
It's
they're
not changing anybody's mind in voting. Nobody's voting any different because this is the way this debate went.
That's true.
Yeah, I
That's
think
true.
that people Yeah, the people who are decided are already.
Everybody's already decided. There's no middle at this point in the culture. There's nobody middle ground anymore. There's nobody going, I'm kind of on the fence about who to like. Maybe a 1%.
Yeah.
Maybe 1% of the voters are maybe
I
legitimately
have no idea
not
what I'm
enough to make a
doing.
difference in the election. You know what I mean? He could have showed up and taken a shit and smeared his face in it, and the outcome of the election would be identical. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, because your not voters
Yeah.
are just not going to vote. Your Trumpers are going to vote. Your common sense people are going to vote. Your always blue, no matter who people, they're going to vote the way they're going to vote.
Like, no, well, also just look at the economy right now. Look
No, I
at
know,
look at the
everybody's
economy, look
struggling.
at the immigration, look at everything that's happening in the world right now. People are either going to vote to get out of this or they're buying into it wholeheartedly. One of the two things is going to happen. This debate's not changing anybody's mind.
No.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't disagree.
Because the only people who are really
Trump had a
unaffected by the economy and just the state of things are the people who are the illegal immigrants who are basically being financially incentivized to come here. And then also
ABC is
our
the
welfare
most
system is
violent
just so
bullshit
out of
ever.
control.
I don't know why he allowed it.
Just
Once he
weeks away,
rejected
he said,
Fox,
"When I
he
win,
should have stepped out of
those people
everything.
who
He should have said,
cheated,
"Fuck
and then he
off."
lists donors,
Yep, I
voters,
agree.
election officials.
This
He
is
says
very
will be
bad for
prosecuted
Trump.
to the
It's been
fullest
very
extent
bad.
of the law,
He's gonna have to
which will
take the
include
next
long-term
2
prison sentences. One
It's
of your
gonna-
campaign's
it's gonna
top
have to
lawyers
take the
responded
next
saying, "We
2
won't let
months for
Donald
him to
Trump
make up for this
intimidate us.
debate.
We won't let
You know?
him suppress
No, it won't.
No, they're not.
I have talked
I
with
disagree.
military
That's why there's
leaders.
been
It's
2
gonna
fights.
I
get
disagree
spun.
wholeheartedly.
It's gonna get
And they
spun
say
as the
you're a
moderators were the
disgrace.
third person in the debate.
The moderators are the
It'll be
fucking
fine.
fourth people in the debate. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be fine. Ooh, it's Shane Unker going.
And
Nice.
now she's running. I don't understand it, but
Mr.
I'm okay
President,
with it
Mr.
because
President,
Oh,
your time
no
is up.
volume
What
on
do you
this
do
guy.
very well.
Why do I have no volume on this
Turning
guy?
now
Yes.
to the
What is
Israel-Hamas
he doing?
war and the hostages who are still being held,
Huh.
Americans
Sorry,
among
we'll
them.
go back
Vice
here.
President Harris, in December, you said, quote,
Pick your head
Israel
up. Wrong with her neck.
Who
I have noticed. It's funny that Pro said that because I have noticed that, as she's gotten more frustrated, her
next one?
yeah, she's almost got that
Mhm.
reptilian
Yeah.
response, or
Mhm.
they get a little bigger
I have
to
talked
try
with
to
military leaders.
I don't know.
Some of whom
She's
work
definitely a
with you,
reptilian.
and
I
they
mean,
say
I
you're a
don't-
disgrace.
Yes.
I don't know.
And when you then talk in this way, in a
Now I'm gonna have to
presidential
watch
debate and
myself back when I
deny
get heated and
what
awkward
over
and
and
see what
over
my
again
dick.
are
Well,
the
I can
things that you have
absolutely say
lost
100% for
because you
sure.
did, in
This
fact,
whole
lose that
debate has been
election.
scripted.
It
She's
Yes.
they practice her and the moderators. It doesn't matter
do
what
not
he's
let
saying.
in
Like
Yeah.
she's not responding to him really. This whole thing was rehearsed with the moderators.
the
Like there's
ability to not be
Yes.
I've seen this woman speak. This is not her. This has been rehearsed
That's
for weeks.
deeply
They
troubling.
write
Correct.
down every word.
Yeah, they've been.
It's been scripted, 100%
We
scripted.
just said about world leaders. Victor Orban, one of the most respected men, they call him a strong man. He's a tough person. Said it. He said the most respected, most feared
She looks very
person
confident
is
because
Donald Trump.
she knows
We
ABC
had
has
no
her back.
problems when Trump was president, but when this
She was
weak,
triggered in the first
pathetic
10 minutes
man
because they
that
weren't
you saw
immediately
at a
licking her
debate
butt.
just a few months ago, that if he won in that
Mm.
debate, he'd of her. She got no votes. He got
One of
14
her best
million
friends of
votes. What
30
you
years
did-
as an
you
executive
talk
here
about
for
a threat to
ABC.
democracy.
Yep.
Yeah, this is
He got
bad.
14 million votes, and they threw him out of
Trump
office.
should have never even agreed
And you know
to
what?
do
I'll
it.
give you a little secret. He hates
Yeah. Hey,
her. He
I agree
can't
with him on that. He
her.
shouldn't agree. There's no upside to doing this.
Yeah, no.
Him out. She got 0 votes. And when she ran, she was the first one to leave because she failed. And now she's running. I don't understand it, but
Good.
I'm okay with it
Mr.
because
President, your time
I
is up.
think we're
Thank
going to
you.
do very well.
Oh, now they're interrupting
Turning
him.
now
Yes.
to the Israel-Hamas war and the hostages who
Okay.
are still being held,
This is a trap for
Americans
her.
among
Oh,
them.
Lord.
Vice President Harris, in December, you said
It's
the right
already
to defend
pro-Israel.
itself, but you added, quote, it matters how, saying international humanitarian law must be respected. Israel
Are
must
shoulder
do more to
pads a
protect
thing now with
innocent
women,
civilians.
Brianna?
You
I
said
don't
that
want them. I
9
think they
months
look
Yeah.
from now,
tacky.
and
Our shoulder, I got a woman on my
Ridiculous.
podcast. Her shoulder pads a thing.
Like linebackers.
I mean, some stuff still has it, but not.
Those are some huge shoulder pads
Can you
on
hear
that.
me?
There's not a deal in the
Yeah, I can hear
Yeah,
you.
yeah, you're coming through.
Is that a new
Um,
thing?
There,
I don't
might
know.
be on its way back. I did notice when I was
Let's understand how
looking
it
for
Oh, plan.
new
October
Yeah,
pieces
she's
to add in my
got
wardrobe,
plan.
but there was a couple of jackets that had
terrorist
shoulder pads.
organization
I'll just explain to you what Hamas is.
That might
slaughtered
be coming back.
1,200 Israelis.
Ooh.
Many of them young people who were simply attending a concert.
Well,
Yes.
okay.
Women were horribly raped. And so
Horribly raped.
absolutely,
This
Yeah,
is
their
different
own
than
Supposed
government
normally
did that
rape,
to them.
yeah.
Israel has a right to defend itself. We would.
Yeah,
and how
yeah,
it does
the
so
handle
matter.
directive.
Kamala's
Their
gonna
own
be upset
government
It
did
is
that to them.
also true, far too
It was
many
the equivalent of a false flag.
innocent Palestinians
Next.
have been killed.
Next.
Children,
sides.
mothers.
Yeah.
What we know is that this war
How many
must
murders did we have in
end.
Chicago?
Just funding
It
both
must
sides of the war.
end immediately.
Yeah.
How many
And
murders
the
did
way
we have
it
in
will end
LA
is we
last
need a
weekend?
ceasefire
Or in
deal, and we
Compton?
need the
Or in
hostages out.
Kensington?
How?
How many
And so we
overdoses
will
have we
continue
had?
to work
How
around
about
the
we worry
clock
about
on
our
that.
own
Ceasefire.
people?
Work around the clock,
Kamala.
also
How will you do it?
understanding that we must
We should call for
chart a
ceasefires every time
course
someone
for a
loses a war.
two-state solution.
Yeah, yeah.
And in that
Ceasefire in
solution,
Ukraine.
there must be security for the Israeli
you should
people
say
and
we could call for
Israel, and
ceasefire
in
in
equal
Ukraine.
measure for the Palestinians.
Well, we can't do the
She's
But the
ceasefire
one
in
thing I
Ukraine
will
because
assure
then where
you
would we
always,
launder all the
I
money?
will always
Right.
give Israel the
We
ability
need
to
the
defend
washing machine to
itself,
keep
Look,
running.
particular as it
she's playing both sides because she knows
2
that
laptops,
these
Dad.
radicals,
that Iran and its
they don't
proxies
vote.
opposed to
Yeah.
Israel.
That's
But we
actually,
must have a
she just
two-state
has to like
solution where we can
straddle a little
rebuild
bit,
Gaza,
which is
where
what
the
she's doing.
Palestinians
Straddle.
have security,
I mean,
self-determination, and the
yeah.
dignity they so
See what
rightly
Crowder's
deserve.
saying.
Trump's gonna support
President Trump,
Israel.
how would you negotiate with Netanyahu and also Hamas in order to get the hostages
Mind what he did in
out
the Middle
and
East for
prevent
Shout out
the killing
Kanye
of
with
Yeah.
his
innocent
butterfly net
civilians
and
in Gaza?
yoo-hoo.
If I were
Abrams support.
president, it would have never
Forever
started
burned in my brain.
in our
Forever
country.
there.
He ended that pipeline going
Okay.
all over Europe, Germany, the biggest pipeline.
Ended
in the
our
world.
XL,
Look,
ended the XL in North America,
Viktor Orban
expanded it in Russia. Fact
said-
check true.
He said the most respected, most feared person is Donald Trump. We had no problems when Trump was president.
In
You
that
mean like they did in
solution,
2005?
there must be
Handed them the Gaza
security for
Strip
the Israeli
and
people
billions of
and
dollars.
Israel, and in equal measure for the Palestinians.
So who doesn't want a ceasefire?
But the one thing I will assure you always, I will always give Israel the ability to defend itself, in particular as it relates to Iran and any threat that Iran and its proxies pose to Israel.
You unfroze $6 billion
But
to
we
Iran.
must have a
Donald Trump
two-state
cost them over $1
solution
trillion.
where we
That's
can
what the Iranian, I
rebuild
believe,
Gaza,
Ayatollah
where the
said, or the Iranian
Palestinians
official administration
have
said.
security, self-determination, and the dignity they so rightly deserve.
President
These
Trump,
are
how
all
would you
platitudes,
negotiate with
man.
Netanyahu and also Hamas in order to
It
get
makes
the
me so
hostages
mad.
out and prevent the
Yeah, it's
killing
all
of
word
more
salad.
If I were president, it would have never started. If I were president, Russia would have never, ever, I know Putin very well, he would have never, and there was no threat of it either, by the way, for 4 years, have gone into Ukraine and killed millions of people when you add it up, far worse than people understand what's going on over there. But when she mentions about Israel, all of a sudden, she hates Israel. She wouldn't even meet with Netanyahu when he went to Congress to make a
Fact
very
check true.
important speech.
Fact
She
check true.
refused to be there because she was at a sorority party of hers. She went to a sorority party. She hates Israel. If she's president, I believe that Israel will not exist within 2 years from now. And I've been pretty good at predictions, and I hope I'm wrong about that one. She hates Israel. At the same time, in her own way, she hates the Arab population because the whole place is going to get blown up. Arabs, Jewish people, Israel.
Now
Israel
we're
will
gonna do
be
the boss parking lot.
It would have never happened. Iran was broke under Donald Trump. Now
That's
Iran
true.
has $300 billion because they took off all the sanctions that I had. Iran had no money for Hamas or Hezbollah or any of the 28 different spheres of terror. And
Oh,
they
that's
are
funny.
spheres
Donald
of
Trump did
terror.
to Iran
Horrible
what I
terror.
want us to
They had no
do in
money.
our
It was a
government.
big story, and you know it. You covered it very
Turn off
well,
their
actually.
fucking funding.
They had
They
no
can't do this
money
shit with
for
drugs and
terror.
money.
They were broke. Now they're a rich nation. And now what they're doing is they're spreading that money around. Look at what's happening with the Houthis and Yemen. Look at what's going on in the Middle East.
matters.
There you
This
go.
would have never happened.
Takes
I will
money.
get that settled and fast, and I'll get the war with Ukraine and
Is it me or
Russia
did Donald
ended.
Trump just take an
If I'm
advantage on foreign
president-elect,
policy? You
I'll
can
get it
comment
done
below.
before
That's
even
a surprise.
becoming president.
Vice President Harris. He says
You look
hate
nervous.
Israel.
Look at her
I
say
know
that.
that's
Look at her
absolutely
face.
not true. I have my entire career and life supported Israel and the Israeli
Wouldn't pick a Jew
people.
to be your running
He
mate.
knows that he's trying to, again, divide and distract from the reality, which is it is very well known that Donald Trump is weak and wrong on national security and foreign policy.
That's-
It is
oh my
well
God!
known
Accords,
that he
complete peace in the Middle East while he was
admires
president.
wants to be a dictator on day one, according to himself.
Wow.
It is well known.
Repeating a lie
that he
on Donald
said
Trump.
of
It was a
Oh, she's
satirical
running
comment.
out, man. She's getting
he
tired.
can do whatever the hell he wants and go into Ukraine It is well
didn't
known that
under
he said
his watch.
when Russia went into Ukraine, it was brilliant. It is well known he
What?
exchanged love letters with Kim
See, the-
Jong-un.
Love letters. He
And
called
it
him
is
fat
absolutely
to his
well
face.
known that these dictators and
He's got a
autocrats are
history, a
rooting
successful track
for you
record.
to be
Yeah.
president
These lies
again
are
because
ringing
it's so
really
clear.
hollow.
These are all ad
They can
hominem.
manipulate you with flattery and
Manipulate
favors.
him so that they
And
don't
that is
invade.
why so many military leaders who you have
Barack
worked
Obama,
with
Crimea,
have told me,
Joe Biden,
you are a disgrace.
Ukraine,
That
Donald
is
Trump,
why
nothing.
we understand that we
You hear
have to have a
it's all
president
just
who is
push
not
back on you're a
consistently
piece of shit.
weak and wrong on
Vice
national
President
security,
Harris.
including the importance
That's the
of
there's
upholding
no
and
we'll do better.
respecting in
There's just
highest regard
you're
our
back.
military.
Vice
Yeah.
President Harris, thank you.
And or worse.
And she's the one that caused it. That's weak on national security by allowing
Thank you.
every nation
Thank
last
you.
month for the year, 168 different countries sending people into our country. Their
Correct.
crime rates are way down. Putin endorsed her last week, said, I
Putin
hope she
endorsed
wins.
her.
And I think he meant it because what he's gotten away with is absolutely incredible. It wouldn't have happened with me. The leaders of
Didn't happen
other
with you.
countries think that they're weak and incompetent, and they are. They're grossly incompetent. And I just ask one question. Why does Biden go in and kill the Keystone Pipeline and approve the single biggest deal that Russia's ever
Nord
made,
Stream
Nord
2?
Stream 2, the biggest pipeline anywhere in the world going to Germany and all over Europe?
Now stick it.
Because
Let her
they're
answer.
weak and they're ineffective. And Biden, by the way,
President
gets paid
Trump,
a lot of money.
Thank you. We have a lot of issues to get to.
We'll be right back with much
See?
more of this historic.
All right, let's bring up a
ABC
brief
News
fact
presidential
check.
debate.
Bring me what it is that we
Yeah.
have.
All right, and we are on a break.
All right, finally,
What's
commercial
that?
break.
10%.
I didn't know how much more that I could take, to be honest.
Oh
It's-
man, what do
it's
you
a
think
rough
so
one.
far? What are you guys thinking? Yeah.
I think they're both losers, to be honest.
Yeah.
Everything that she says sounds like nails on a chalkboard to me. I can't even listen to the woman speak. I can't. It's tough. And he's really off tonight. He's really low energy, not on his game. Yeah, he missed a lot of opportunities there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like he came out really strong, just solid. And then I think he's pissed because he sees that it's, a gang up, which we all kind of knew.
Mhm.
And the one thing I was worried is like, don't be flustered, because when he gets flustered is when you see
Yeah, he
it,
does
when he feels
real
like
red.
he's on his back
It
heels.
shows
But I
very
mean,
much.
come on. They're like, January 6th, and you talking about how you feel like you are. None of this is actual legitimate. Like, they didn't ask these questions when it was him and Biden, right?
No,
They did not.
they did
It was this tone was not the tone. I'm
No.
like, it's so blatant here, dude. It's
Yeah.
ugly. And
Yeah.
like you said, man, you were like, yeah, this is a talking. She's talking in like Twitter posts to me. You
Sounds
know what I
like,
mean?
yeah.
She's talking
Yeah.
in. Yeah.
The whole thing is scripted. She sat down with those two moderators all week, and they really rehearsed this, and it's really obvious.
And it's painful. It
is very painful.
Protocol. Boom. What up, Pro Dog? We listening to you in and out on you. Hope you're doing good out there. Let me see where you at. Or do we have you up yet? I can only have so many up. I might have pulled him down because you know how it is with the fun times.
Oh,
I
that's
think
right.
it was Rumble having the audio problems. So
Probably.
Bro's hanging out like at an establishment, right? Like a restaurant, bar restaurant or something like that.
right, he's doing a live event currently at a
Okay, yeah.
restaurant with a couple of local political folks.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yo, yeah.
What else
I'm
does a
pulling 'em up
restaurant have
now,
to look
pulling 'em up
forward
now.
to on a random Tuesday night? Especially when
Right.
it's a debate
Right.
night. Like people, they're not gonna be going out. But if you host the
Let's go.
debate,
Oh, right. They look back. Let's see here. Let's see here. Do I have volume? Yeah, audio's brutal there. So we'll bring it back here. And hold on. The break wasn't long enough, y'all. You ready? Are you ready to get back into it?
Yeah.
dang, that was a
Let me
quick
see the
start.
excitement on your faces. Come on.
Yeah. Woo.
Let's listen to this bitch talk some more.
Pro
Boom.
Pro
Let's
has
see here.
I've got Pro's stream up on my laptop, and he's watching HJ and or he's what HBTY with Unk and
Yep.
HJ, and
that are being
Brian's face right
uselessly.
now is his signature stank face. He's just like,
Millions. It's the millions. It's so much worse than the numbers that you're getting, which are fake numbers. Look, we're in for 250 billion or more because they don't ask Europe, which is a much bigger beneficiary to getting this thing done than we are. They're in for $150 billion less because Biden and you don't have the courage to ask Europe like I did with NATO. They paid billions and billions, hundreds of billions of dollars when I said, either you pay up or we're not going to protect you anymore. So that's maybe one of the reasons I don't like
Why
me
is
as
she
much as
shaking
I
her
like
head?
weak people. But you take a look at what's happening.
Look at
We're
her
in for
laughing.
250 to 275 billion. They're into 100 to 150. They should be forced to equalize. With that being said, I want to get the war settled. I know Zelensky very well, and I know Putin very well. I have a good relationship, and they respect your president. Okay, they respect me. They don't respect Biden. How would you respect him? Why? For what reason? He hasn't even made a phone call in 2 years to Putin. Hasn't spoken to anybody. They don't even try and get it. That is a war that's dying to be settled. I will get it settled before I even become president. If I win, when I'm president-elect, and what I'll do is I'll speak to one, I'll speak to the other, I'll get them together. That war would have never happened. And in fact, when I saw Putin after I left,
and make him end it on
unfortunately
our
left
That's why he
because
promoted
our
her.
country has gone to hell. But after I left, when I saw him building up soldiers, he did it after I left. I said, oh, he must be negotiating. It must be a good, strong point of negotiation. Well, it wasn't, because Biden had no idea how to talk to him. He had no idea how to stop it.
Biden
And
didn't
now
know
you
how
have
to talk,
millions of people
period.
dead, and it's only
Right,
getting
yeah.
worse, and it could lead to World War III.
I love ice cream.
David.
Well,
We're playing
and
with World
also,
War
when
III,
Biden
and we
has
have a president
financial
that we don't
vested
even know who is.
interest in the
Where is our
doing
president? We don't
of
even know if he's a
Ukraine,
president.
And just
and
to
already
clarify
has
here,
Threw him out of a
spent the last
campaign like a
decade
dog. We don't
building
even
these
know. Is he our
relationships.
president?
Like,
Or we
he
have a
needs us
president
to
Right.
be
that doesn't
fucking
know he's
telling money
alive.
for
your time is up. Just to
Zinger.
clarify the question, do you believe it's in the U.S. best interest for Ukraine to
He
win this
doesn't do
war?
that to
I
her.
think it's the U.S. best interest to get this war finished and just get it done.
All right.
Negotiate.
I mean,
Stop
to get this
funding it.
war
That's what we need to do.
Negotiate a deal, because we have to stop all of these human.
Support for Ukraine
More money,
in this
please.
moment, but also as commanders, I want to get your thoughts
Come
on
on, they set
support
this
for
up.
Ukraine in this moment, but also as commander in chief, if elected, how would you deal with Vladimir Putin?
You guys
And
getting
would it be
audio?
any
Yeah,
different
tell
from
us.
what we're
Yes,
seeing
sir.
from
It's coming
President
through.
Biden?
Well,
Black
first
woman.
of all, it's important to remind the former president, you're not running against Joe Biden, you're running against me.
It's the same thing, bitch.
exactly.
The reason that
It's your
Donald Trump says that this
administration.
war would be
You
over
didn't get a
within
vote.
24 hours,
You
because
wouldn't
he would just
be
get-
in this position
Oh,
if
And
it
that's
wasn't
not
We're
Yeah.
not
how
in the
ours
war.
went.
You
Let's
could never
understand what
be.
happened here.
You'd still be in
I
California,
actually
ho.
met with Zelensky a
No, you
few
didn't.
days before
No, you didn't.
Russia invaded, tried through force to change territorial boundaries, to defy one of the most important international
Never
rules
send
and
a woman
norms,
to
which is
do
the
a man's
importance of
job.
sovereignty and territorial integrity. And I met with President Zelensky. I shared with
Look
him
how
American
well that
intelligence about how he could defend himself.
100 million
Days later, I went to NATO's eastern flank, to Poland and
where's that?
Romania.
Wait, hold on. So
And
did
through
she
the
just say
work
she
that
went
I
to
and others
Putin to
did,
be
we
like,
brought
what's up, bro?
50
Can you not
countries
do this?
together
And
to
then
Zelensky
support
told the
Ukraine's
people that they were
innocent
not going
righteous
to
Right.
defense.
when he
Yeah.
said
deny
she
it
didn't
all
do
in
that.
his work.
Because of our support.
She can only
Because
suck
And then
so many
went to
dicks.
the EU
air
and was like,
defense, the
hey
air-
guys, I heard that something might be popping off. After I just went and talked to these two people and two different, completely different vantage points of a conversation.
Yeah, something like that.
Stupid.
Somebody said something about something. Oh,
Who's she
anyway,
trying to be,
listen.
Victoria
Exhausting.
Nuland?
The artillery, the javelins, the Abrams tanks that we have provided. Ukraine stands as an independent and free country. If
By the way,
Donald
fuck
Trump were
Ukraine.
president,
I don't care.
Putin would be sitting
Exactly.
in Kyiv right now.
Yeah.
And
who gives a fuck
understand
about
what that
Ukraine?
would
You're
mean.
joking,
Because
right?
Putin's
Why
agenda
is
Yeah.
is not just about
Bring up
Ukraine.
Obama.
Under Russia.
Bring up
Understand
Biden.
why the European
Trump blew
allies
it.
and our NATO allies
You're not going
are
to do it.
so thankful that you are no longer president,
So they
and
get
that
run off.
we understand the importance of the
So we're
greatest
supposed
military.
to forget Comey, and we're also
what
supposed
is
to
known
forget
to be
the
a dictator.
2014 coup.
Serve
You mean
Yeah.
Zelensky
knows
and the
nothing about the
Ukrainians to
military.
fight for
Cool.
Thing tonight. Afghanistan came up in
He
the last
wouldn't
hour.
eat you for $1 million.
What was the response of
Oh, he's not a
President
mayor.
and I'll- please. I'll give you a minute here.
Putin would be sitting in Moscow and he wouldn't have lost 300,000 men and women, but he would have been sitting in Moscow. Quiet, please. He would have been sitting in Moscow.
Shut up.
They're all
Happy
laughing
right now. But eventually, you know, he's got a thing that other people don't have. He's got nuclear weapons. They don't ever talk about that. He's got nuclear weapons. Nobody ever thinks about that. And eventually, maybe he'll use them, and maybe he hasn't been that threatening, but he does have that. Something we don't even like to talk about. Nobody likes to talk about it. But just so you understand, they sent her to negotiate peace before this war started. 3 days later, he went in and he started the war because everything they said was weak and stupid. They said the wrong thing. That war should have never started.
Everything
She
was
was
weak
the
and
emissary.
stupid.
Also,
sent
in
her
that
in to
same 3
negotiate
days,
with
she was in
Zelensky
fucking
and
Ukraine
Putin.
talking to
And she
Zelensky.
That's
did.
weak and stupid.
And
There's
the
no
war
way to go
started
through
3 days later. And that's the kind of
You're
talent
right.
we have with her. She's worse than Biden, in my opinion.
Like if
think
I was
he's the worst
Putin and
president
you
in
just
the
came
history
and
of our
told me
country.
like, hey,
She
please
goes down
don't
as the
do
worst
this.
vice president
And
in
then
history
the
of our
next
country.
thing, the
But let
next
me tell
place
you
I find
something.
your ass is
She
over
a
at the person that's
horrible
supposed to be invading.
negotiator. They sent her in to
No, I don't
negotiate.
think so. I
As soon
think
as
that after
they
you
left,
came and asked me
Putin
that, you should
did
fucking
the
get back to
invasion.
America and see
President
what I
Trump,
do.
thank you. You did bring up
Right.
something you said she went to negotiate. You said earlier.
All right, let's get into this griftception
Please,
here.
I'll give you a minute here.
Putin would,
Welcome to
Dude,
the
the audio
griftception.
keeps tripping on me on this
and he
one.
wouldn't have lost 300,000 men and women, but he would have been sitting in Moscow. Quiet, please. He would have been sitting in
I love it.
Moscow.
Well, there goes the audio again.
Yeah, damn it. Hold on.
I think the switch limit is 4.
I'm on it. Give me 1 second.
We can hop streams 4 times, and then Rumble says, "What are you doing? What are you doing?"
You know, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Back? Is it back?
No, sir.
No.
I think we'll have to
You guys
dip
got
out
it?
of presentation and then bring
No.
it back up.
No audio?
No,
No
sir.
audio.
Ooh, she looks heated. She looks like he just said your granny's tub greens is nasty.
That's true. All right, let me.
And she's
I'm
like,
so
that
sorry
was
about
the
the audio.
best greens I never ate in my life because that story didn't happen. I was just trying to be relatable. I'm in
I
these
thought
streets.
Did you
On
see
my
her
way to
pumpkin
my
spice
cow.
shit?
What now?
What about pumpkin spice shit?
I love me some pumpkin spice.
She is a basic white girl.
All
Hey,
right.
at least I don't go to Starbucks to do it. I get my own fucking can of Libby's pumpkin and my can of condensed milk and fucking
Flag.
seasonings and mix it together myself.
Chaotic withdrawal from
Yeah,
Afghanistan.
we
I do
got-
want to ask the
We
vice
got
president,
volume.
do you believe you bear any responsibility in the way that withdrawal played out?
She's gonna say yes.
Well, I will tell you, I agreed with President Biden's decision.
Oh,
Four presidents
Have they brought a
said
tax
they
on
would,
yet?
and
They
Joe
haven't
Biden
even
did.
brought up
Last
tax
person in the
yet,
room,
have
As a
right?
they?
result, America's taxpayers
Mother-
are not
they
paying.
You know why you're
$300
cleaning up the
million
dishes?
a day. We were paying for
No,
that endless
ho,
war.
we're just giving that
And
money to
as of
fucking
today,
Ukraine.
There is not
Yeah.
one member of the United States military who is in active duty in a combat zone
You
in
couldn't
any
even
war
make it
zone
60
around
And
the
women
world
aren't
for
allowed to
21st
read.
century.
Spending that same
But
money.
let's understand
And all
how
the
we
people that
got
helped us are being
to where we
slaughtered.
are. Donald
Yeah.
Trump, when he was president,
Mistake.
Exactly.
She tried to sell it as a
one
victory.
of the
Yep.
weakest deals
She
you can
blamed
imagine.
Biden
He calls himself a
and then
deal
tried to
maker.
paint it as a
Even his
positive.
national
Ooh, that's
security
tough
advisor
to
said
sell.
It was a weak, terrible
she's
deal. And here's
defending-
how it went down.
What
She
deal?
defended the
She's
last 4
talking
years.
about?
Passed the Afghan government. He negotiated directly with a terrorist organization called the Taliban. The negotiation
The ones in
involved
charge of
Taliban
Afghanistan
getting
again? Those ones?
5,000
Yeah, the ones
terrorists,
running the
Taliban
country?
terrorists
This is
Right.
so
released.
insulting
And
to
get
me.
this. No, get this. And
What
Get
have you
this.
ever built
the
or done in your
president
life?
at the time
this.
invited the
this.
Taliban to Camp
Yep.
David.
Say what?
Oh,
Are you
get
there?
I said,
this.
get this. I was making fun of her. I was like, get this.
Oh,
Get
sorry.
this.
My bad. Sorry, man. I'm trying to produce. My bad.
No, you're good.
Respected world leaders.
That's where you negotiate, you idiot.
This
Exactly.
former president,
Hey,
as
I'm dumping
president,
that.
invited them to Camp David because he does not again appreciate the role and responsibility of the president of the United States to be commander in chief with a
You know, they deal with the wrong people all the time. But I got involved. And Abdul is the head of the Taliban. He is still the head of the Taliban. And I told Abdul, don't do it anymore. You do it anymore, you're going to have problems. And he said, why do you send me a picture of my house? I said, you're going to have to figure that out, Abdul. And for 18 months, we had nobody killed. We did have an agreement negotiated by Mike Pompeo. It was a very good agreement. The reason it was good, it was we were getting out. We would have been out faster than them, but we wouldn't have lost the soldiers. We wouldn't have left many Americans behind, and we wouldn't have left $85 billion worth of brand new, beautiful military equipment behind.
Good
And
point.
just to finish, they
paraded
blew it.
around.
The agreement said you have to do this,
Trump
this,
still
this,
lives in the
this,
betting market.
and they didn't do
by
it.
the way.
They didn't do it. The agreement
He needs to get to his point quicker.
was terminated
Yeah.
by us because they didn't do what they were supposed to do.
I want to move
And
on.
these people did the worst withdrawal, and in my opinion, the most
I'll move on.
embarrassing
Yeah, I'll move
moment
on
in the
too,
history. And by the way, that's why Russia attacked Ukraine.
There you
because
go.
they saw how incompetent she and her boss are.
All right.
President
Okay.
Trump, thank you.
Good singer.
I want to move on now to race and politics in this country. Mr.
Race.
President, you
Great.
recently
This is
said
another
Vice President
anti-Trump
Harris quote,
topic.
I didn't know
This is what y'all were
you
waiting for.
a number of
Yeah.
years ago.
We're finishing on the next
Race
one.
and
to be known
politics.
as
There's
black.
9 minutes left.
I want to ask a bigger picture question here tonight.
Oh, fuck.
Why do you
off.
believe it's appropriate to weigh in on the racial identity of
Oh,
your
my.
opponent?
I don't.
Oh,
I
see?
don't care what you
Leave
What
it.
a setup
Leave it there.
question.
Leave it there.
That is a
you
setup
make a big
question.
deal out of something. I couldn't care less. Whatever she wants to be is okay with me.
But those were your words. So I'm
I
asking.
don't know. I don't know. I mean, all I can say is I read where she was not black, that she put out, and I'll say that.
She put out?
You put out.
Is that what he said?
That's what he said.
That's
Yep.
up to her.
Vice President Harris, your
Okay,
thoughts?
fine. You handled it
Vice
fine.
President Harris, tell us
I
how
think
hurt
it's-
you are.
I mean,
But the
honestly, I
question
think
was
it's
said.
Play the victory.
tragic that we have someone who wants to be president who has consistently, over the course of his career, attempted to use race to divide the American people.
Oh,
And I
that's
do
Democrats.
believe
That's
that the vast
Democrats.
majority of us know that we have so much more in common than what separates us, and we don't want this kind of approach that is just constantly trying to divide us.
And this
and
is so
especially by
rehearsed.
race.
For the
No
record-
question.
for the record,
Everything is
most
so
of our
rehearsed.
elections
They-
bullshit
When they
on
were
ABC.
rehearsing this,
Well,
they were
just
like,
so we're
rehearsed,
clear.
too.
That's why they cut my
all right,
feed.
Kamala,
Yeah.
this is what you
Yeah.
gotta get to, hun.
And
Get to this
he was
place in your mind,
investigated
right?
because
Trump
The most
still leads.
toxic
refused to
femininity
rent
you can muster.
property to black families.
We don't want you to
What?
cry.
Let's remember,
No,
this
he
is the
didn't.
same
But he is
individual
Yeah.
toxic
It's not true.
femininity.
who took out a full-page ad in the New York
Nope, we lost audio again.
We switched. We're coming back.
Ah, the audio's
There we
gone
go.
again. Sorry. Give me 1 second.
It'll be back.
I'm coming. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
No,
That's
you're
fine.
good. I
It's
was
fine.
just looking at something.
Ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by. I don't have a product here. Oh.
Brought to you by.
Brought
Hopes
to you
and
by
Dreams.
Zyn nicotine pouches. Enjoy you one.
want someone who understands as I do. I travel our
Commercial
country.
break.
There we go.
We see in each
Can you hear
other
it? Can you hear
a
now?
friend.
Yeah, we got
see
it.
in each other a neighbor.
We see in each
a
other.
leader who is constantly
Shitty
trying
people.
to have Americans
You
point
can hear
their
it?
fingers at each other.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
I meet with people all the time who tell me, can we please just have discourse about how we're going to invest in the aspirations and the ambitions and the dreams of the American people?
Never once, bitch.
Knowing that
I've never had that
regardless
question
of
asked.
people's color
No.
or the
Never
language
thought to
their
ask that
grandmother
question.
speaks, we all
I don't really
have
care.
the same dreams and aspirations. And
Didn't she
all
just
of
talk
us
about white
have
supremacists in Charlotte,
not
Charlottesville?
in hate and division.
Vice President Harris.
Yeah, she definitely
President Trump,
leaning.
This is now your third time.
This is the most divisive presidency in the history of our country.
Yes.
There's never been anything like it.
Thank you.
Destroying our country.
Yeah.
And they come up with things
Only the
like
60s were worse,
what she
honestly.
just said.
No, I think it's worse
For
now.
like
I
many,
mean, it
many
is worse
years,
now,
when a lot of
but
people, including Mayor
Yeah.
Bloomberg, agreed
Well,
with
because
me
now it's
on
more
the Central
sneaky.
Park 5.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
They said
yeah,
they
yeah, we're
pled
not out here
guilty.
with water hoses and German
And I said,
shepherds
well,
no
if they
more. We're
pled
just
guilty, they badly hurt a
a little
person,
bit
killed a
more on
person
the
ultimately.
cloak and
And
dagger
if they pled
type of
guilty,
way.
then they
Deplatforming people,
were
costing them their
guilty.
jobs.
But
The little
this is
shit.
a person
Yeah.
Right,
that
right.
has to
Well, nobody
stretch back
important though.
years, 40, 50 years ago, because
Just
there's nothing now. I
just
built one of the
normal ass
greatest
people.
economies in the history
No,
of
that
the
was a shot at
world.
Mike.
No,
And I'm
I
gonna
knew
build
what it
it.
was. Just
It's
normal
gonna
ass
be
people
bigger,
trying to
better, and
be somebody,
stronger.
do something, work
They're
towards
destroying
something,
our economy. They
accumulate
have
any
no
sort of
idea what
thing
a
for
good
yourself
economy
because
is.
you're supposed to
Their
own nothing
oil
and be
policies,
happy.
every single policy.
Bunch
And
of
remember
fucking
this,
crabs in a pot.
she is Biden. There, she's trying
Yeah.
to get away from Biden. I don't know the gentleman, she says. She is Biden. The worst inflation we've ever
I never
had.
knew him.
Boom.
A
That's
horrible
powerful.
economy because inflation has made it so bad.
Biden?
And she
I never
can't get
knew
away
it.
with that.
I didn't. Yeah. That's just like Peter in the Bible. I never
Right,
knew
right. I
him.
never knew him.
Clearly,
Denied him
I am
thrice.
not Joe Biden, and I am certainly not Donald Trump. And what I do
That's for
offer
sure,
is
bitch.
a new generation of leadership for our
It'd
country.
be real weird.
One who believes
All them stories would be
in
real
what
weird,
is
man on man.
possible. One who brings a sense of optimism about what
Why are
we
we looking
can
at Uncle
do
Tosh and Hotep's
instead
head
of
the whole
all
time?
this
I don't know.
disparaging
Somebody talk to
the
that man about his
American
camera angle.
people. I
I mean,
believe
for
in
what
what
it's
we
worth,
can
at least
do
he's not
to
doing any.
strengthen our small businesses, which is why I have a
It
plan.
could be
Let's
worse.
talk about
He
our
might be just
plans
eating.
and let's compare the plans. I have a plan to give startup businesses
It looks like he's staring down at us.
$50,000
I don't know.
tax deduction
Look at his
to
head.
pursue
Hmm.
their ambitions, their innovation,
She
their
went back to
ideas,
that. That
their
was
hard
Maybe
work.
he's
that's a
I
thinking
have
of
note from
old
the
man
beginning of the debate.
$6,000 for young families for the first year of your child's life to help you in that
For the
most
first year of your
critical stage
child's life. You just get
It
that
costs you
one year.
fucking
She
35
ran out
grand
of
to have a
material.
baby, ho.
allowing people to be able to pursue
36 grand for
what
1
has
year.
been fleeting in terms of the
Thanks.
American dream by offering a help
How
with
many
down payment
rubles
of
did I get?
25,000 and each other a neighbor. We don't want a leader who is constantly trying to have Americans point their fingers at each other.
That's what you
You want
do.
to jail.
Oh my God.
You want to
So tell
jail
me,
people for posting on
can we
social media,
please
and
just
so
have
does Tim Wall.
discourse
We'll get to
about
that after
how we're
this.
going to invest
And your
in the
boss
aspirations
declared
and the
half the
ambitions
fucking
and the dreams
population
of the American
homegrown terrorists,
knowing that
meaning
Enemies
white
of the
regardless
people.
Christians,
of people's
basically.
color
But you don't
or
want to
the
divide
language their
people.
White
grandmother
Christian
speaks, we
parents.
all have the same dreams
Yep.
and aspirations.
Yeah,
and
we know
want a
you wash
president
collard
who
greens in the
invests in
toilet.
those,
word
not
salad.
in hate
Stupid.
and division.
Where's the bathtub?
I got some
President
yams
Trump,
in my
this is now
sink
your
for some
third
colored
time.
people.
He doesn't get to
This
respond.
is the most divisive
hell?
presidency
Here we go.
in the history of our
Please
country.
put a fine
There's
point
never
on
been
it.
anything like it. They're destroying our country. And they come up
It's
with
not saying you're
things
right.
like what she just said. Going back many, many years, when a lot of people, including Mayor Bloomberg, agreed with me on the Central Park 5, they admitted, they said, they pled guilty. And I said, well, if they pled guilty, they badly hurt a person, killed a person ultimately. And if they pled guilty, then they
Don't
pled,
get
we're not
caught in that.
guilty. But this is a person that has to stretch back years, 40, 50 years ago,
Correct.
because there's nothing now. I built one of the greatest economies in the history of the world, and I'm going to build it again. It's going to be
Is it
bigger,
just
better, and
me,
stronger.
or has her
But they're
hair
destroying
gotten
our
more
economy. They
blonde
have no idea
as
what a
this
good
day
economy
has
is.
gone on?
Their
I think
oil
it's the lighting.
policies,
It might
every
be the
single
lighting because I'm
policy.
like every
And
once in a while I'm
remember
like,
this,
it is pretty
she is Biden.
Yeah.
funny
There, she's
looking.
trying to get
Definitely
away
a
from
Oh
wig.
yeah,
Biden. I don't know
it's
the
the
gentleman.
lighting.
She
She just
says
moved her head. I wish
she
she
is
was more.
Biden. The worst inflation we've ever had. A horrible
I don't like the
economy
way he
because
handles this.
inflation has made it so bad, and she can't get away with that.
Thank you. Your time is up.
I want to respond to that, though. I want to just respond briefly.
I know what she's going to say.
Clearly,
Whatever
I am
she
not Joe
wants.
Biden, and I am certainly
Yeah.
not Donald Trump.
It's actually not that
And
clear.
what I do offer is a new generation of leadership for our country.
You haven't mentioned
yeah.
one thing you're going to do
People
other
who
than
lose
Trump.
primaries
Shit.
is dead last
Possible.
candidate.
One who brings a sense
Yeah.
of optimism about
I
what
can't
is
believe
going
America's
on.
falling for this.
It's disparaging.
They're not.
I'll
The
give you my
American
point.
people.
Well, I'm going to tell you
I
my feelings
believe
on this.
in
Let's
what
go
we
after.
can do to
Being
strengthen our
burdened by
small
what it
businesses, which is why I have a plan. Let's talk about our plans and let's compare the plans. I
Okay,
have
Hope.
a plan
What's your
to
plan?
give startup businesses
It's all
$50,000
part of the
tax
plan.
deduction.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, the same situation that y'all did and gave everybody fucking PPP loans and had people starting up fake ass fucking businesses.
Sorry.
Just like that, Kamala.
Yeah, Kamala.
That's what you're trying to do? What Donnie did during the pandemic? Well, okay.
They killed my audio again. Hold on.
Oh no!
That's all right. That's why I kind of like let the rant go because I was like, I don't hear her dumbass in my ears anymore.
Yeah.
Night, 9
There it
years
is.
after
It's
you
back.
first started running
We got
for
audio.
Got it now?
Yeah.
Obamacare was lousy
Yeah.
healthcare. Always was. It's not very good today. And what I said that if we come up with something, and we are working on things, we're going to do it and we're going to replace it. But remember this. I inherited Obamacare because Democrats wouldn't change it. They wouldn't vote
The
for
Affordable
it.
Care
They
Act.
were unanimous. They wouldn't vote to change it. If they would have done that, we would have had a much better plan than Obamacare. But the Democrats came up. They wouldn't vote for it.
Does it still
I had a
give
choice to
12-year-olds
make when I was
medical
president.
autonomy, though?
Do I save it and make
Yeah.
it as good as it can be?
That's
Never
the
going to
fuck.
be
That's
great.
where you lose me.
Or do
That's
I
where you lose
let
me
it
with your
rot?
Affordable Care Act.
And I felt I had an
Yep.
obligation, even though politically it would have been good to just let it rot and let it go away. I decided, and I told my people, the top people, and they're very good people. I have a lot of good people in that administration.
A lot of good
Forget about
people.
The bad ones. We had some real bad
The
ones
best
too,
people.
and so do they.
Yeah.
They have
Best
really
people. Those are
bad ones.
great
The
people.
difference is they get
Phenomenal
rid of-
people.
but let me just explain. I had a choice to make. Do I save it and make it as good as it can be, or do I let it rot? And I saved it. I did the right thing, but it's still never going to
Triaged
be
it.
great, and it's too expensive for people. And
We ran
what we will
triage.
do
Yeah.
is we're looking at different plans. If we can come up with a plan that's going to cost our people, our population, less money and be better health care than Obamacare, then I would absolutely do it. But until then, I'd run it as
Just
good as it
fucking
can be
repeal
run.
So
the
just a
Affordable
yes,
Care
no, you
Act
still do not have a
entirely.
plan.
Scribbity
I have
scrap it.
concepts of
Yeah.
a plan.
Fucking
I'm not
just
president
not
right
Things were
now,
better before it.
but if
Yeah.
we come up with something,
Extending the
I would
medical
only
coverage
change
to
it if
cover
we come
fucking
up with something that's
26-year-olds
better
because
and
y'all
less
wanted
expensive. And there are
to do,
concepts
what is
and
it called?
options we
Permanent
have to
adolescence
do
on an
that.
entire
And you'll be
generation,
hearing
like never
about it
make
in
these
the
people
not too
grow
distant.
up and
Yeah.
become self fucking reliable.
Yeah.
Like just because that was y'all's end goal doesn't mean that's a good thing. That's a terrible thing because we extended it to 26-year-olds. We literally had to define what adolescence is.
Yeah. Apparently it's up to 26.
Now it's 12 years old to 26-year-olds. So that way fucking burnout 26-year-olds can still be on their parents' insurance. Now we have 12-year-olds who have medical autonomy. And my parents in the audience, y'all fucking understand this. You know that the entire thing changes when your kid turns 12 years old. They have to sign a HIPAA release so that way you, the parent, can have access to their medical records then at that point. And then also, if
Wow.
you send your kids to fucking public school, then the school counselor, because the child has medical autonomy, the school counselor and the school nurse, they're entitled to do whatever the fuck your kid wants. And if your insurance doesn't cover it, don't worry. CHIPS and Medicaid will cover the fucking difference, folks. It's okay.
Yep.
The Affordable Care Act is here to save the fucking day and trans all the kids and kill American fucking population. Don't worry. It's cool.
Why don't you tell us
All
how you
right.
really feel about it, Emily?
Yeah, I dig it. I dig it. And I dig you, man. Because like you teach me how to deal with the fiery woman. Because I got a fiery woman too. I'm like, look how
Yeah.
good he does. I'm gonna learn from him. You should teach classes, bro. You should
Yeah.
teach classes.
You
But
just-
no, let's
you
get
let her-
back to-
You let her go off, and then you're like, ain't she so
They
cute?
just reel her back in. Yeah.
Ain't she so
I
cute?
support you. Yes.
Get him, babe.
Vice President
But
Harris,
don't
in
leave the house yet.
2017, he supported Bernie Sanders' proposal to do away with private insurance and create a government-run healthcare system. 2 years later, you proposed a plan that included a private insurance option. What is your plan today?
Well, first of all, I absolutely support, and over the last 4 years as vice president, private healthcare options. But what we need to do is maintain and grow the Affordable Care Act. But I'll get to that, Lindsay. I just need to respond
talk
to
about
the previous
Trump.
point
Yeah.
that the former
That's what she
president
does,
has made.
deflect.
I've made very clear my position on fracking. And then this
See?
business about taking everyone's guns away. Tim Walz and I are both gun owners. We're not taking anybody's guns away. So stop with the continuous lying about this stuff. As it
Ooh.
relates to the Affordable Care Act, understand, just
Does
look
she
at the
have an
history to
earpiece?
know where
Do they have
people stand.
earpieces during
When
this?
Donald Trump was
I think she
president,
does.
Yep.
60
True.
times he tried to get rid of the
You've got-
Affordable Care
No,
Act.
Trump
I think it's
lost
just
to the man.
60 times.
Yeah,
I was a
good.
senator at the
I know
time.
the 60
There wasn't a
I will
punch that
never
landed.
forget the early
Yeah.
morning hours when it was up for a vote in the United States Senate. And the late, great John
You fucked up.
McCain who you have
I don't know what he could have
disparaged
done, to be honest
as
with you.
being
It was
you
literally
don't
everybody
like him,
against
you
him.
said at the time because he got caught. He
He
was
did it
an
when Chris
American
Wallace
hero.
did that to
The
him back in
late great
2020
John
though.
McCain, I will
He did a
never
good job
forget
going
that
after
night.
Wallace.
Walked onto the Senate floor
He
and
didn't
said,
attack the
"No,
moderators,
you
which he
don't.
should have.
Yep.
No, you don't.
People
No, you
later on
don't
social
get
media,
rid
but
of
it's
the
too late
Affordable
then.
Care Act. You have
Yep.
no plan." And what the Affordable Care Act has done is eliminate the ability of insurance companies to deny people with pre-existing
I mean,
conditions.
did they even
I don't have
barely
to tell
talk
people
about
watching tonight. You
inflation?
remember what that
No.
was like?
It barely touched on
Remember when an
inflation.
insurance company could deny
Yep.
if
Remember
a child had
when-
asthma,
Remember,
if
berries?
someone was a
Remember?
breast cancer
when the
survivor, if
government
a
compromised the
grandparent
food
had
supply
diabetes.
and made you get vaccines to go to
thankfully,
public school
As
and
I've been
damage
vice
your human
president, and
body?
we over
Remember?
the last 4
Trump-
years have strengthened the
He has
Affordable
2
Care Act.
minutes to win the
We have
debate.
allowed for the first time Medicare to negotiate drug prices
He has to get off
on
the
behalf of
insurance.
you, the American
Yeah.
people.
Because
Donald
he doesn't
Trump
have a
said he was
plan.
going to allow
He
Medicare
didn't
Man, they
get
to
a
set
negotiate
him
plan.
up so
drug
freaking
prices.
hard
He
on
never
this
did.
one.
We did. And now we have capped the cost of insulin at $35
Mark
a
Cuban
month.
has done more
Since
for
I've been vice
medical
president,
prices than
we
y'all
have
have.
capped
And
the
I
cost of
fucking can't
prescription
stand Mark
medication for
Cuban for that.
seniors
Yeah,
at
fucking hate Mark
$2,000 a
Cuban, but
year.
you're right.
And when I am president, we will do that for all people, understanding that the value I bring to this
Trump smoked
that
her. Are you
access to
crazy?
health care should
Jones,
be a
he
right
lost this
and not
debate.
just a
He
privilege
lost.
of those.
All right, we're gonna go over here now.
We have invested $1 trillion.
Yeah.
in clean
Nobody
energy
won this
economy,
debate. Let's be
while
honest.
we have also
Yeah, no.
She's
domestic
insufferable.
gas
He didn't do
production
great.
Yeah,
to historic
I agree
levels.
with that.
We have created
Yeah.
over 800,000 new manufacturing jobs.
Came fought Obamacare for 10 years. But it wasn't only him. It were all of the Democrats that kept it going. And you know what? We can do much better than Obamacare, much less money. But she won't improve private
trash that.
insurance for people, private medical insurance. That's another thing she doesn't want to get.
President
People are
Trump
paying
mentioned the fact they're
privately for
giving it to illegals.
insurance
Correct.
that
Yep.
have worked hard and made money, and they want to have private. She wants everybody to be on government insurance where you wait 6 months for an operation that you
Okay.
need immediately.
President
Okay.
Trump, thank you. We have another issue.
And
that
not
we'd like
only
to get
that,
to. A number of
the fact that
Americans, in
the
particular
medical,
younger
the
voters,
Under
Affordable
that's
Care
the
Act
climate
change.
completely changed
President
how
Oh,
Trump,
medical
climate
aid is
change.
done.
to say that we
Thank-
have
That's what they're-
Thankfully,
clean air,
Instead of
clean
it being
water.
private
Vice
payers
President
who can
Harris, you called climate
negotiate
change an existential
their
threat.
prices,
They're
it
gonna
goes
to you both
end on
tonight is
a
what
insurance
do
anti-Trump
companies,
topic.
and the
fight
insurance
climate change.
companies
And
are
Vice President Harris, we'll
subsidized by
start with
federal
you.
money.
1 minute for
It's all
each.
price matrix.
Well,
This
the
costs
former
this,
president
this
has
costs
said
that.
that climate change is a
Right, and
hoax.
if you're billed to this
And
insurance, they
what
get
we know is
the,
that it
like
is
the
very
federal
real.
government
You
will
ask
pay that much
anyone
money.
who lives
It's
Kamala
all
Harris
fucking
says it.
money.
You check
experienced
the
extreme
vertical
weather.
column, check the horizontal column, and whoop, you know what I mean? Like, oh, that's what it costs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the way that, and the whole reason why that they want to hold on to that ACA shit so hard is because it continues to inflate the amount of money that the federal government spends to fucking hand out to people, basically. Like it
Yep.
keeps their
Well, and
printer, it keeps their money printer going. It keeps them in jobs. It keeps these bureaucrats having a place to fucking go every day.
and it also allows them more control over what they put in your body too, because if they're
Yes.
paying for it, you can't really deny it, and then they can mandate it,
And then
like
they,
the
yes,
vaccine, and then
Yes.
but we're paying for it now, so
right. And then also on the same thread, like pediatricians, if you're a pediatrician who decides to accept non-vaccinated, like parents who are like, I don't want to get any of these for my kids, you have to have like a certain percentage of the rest of your practice in compliance. And I don't know what the numbers are, but let's just say like 90%. And if you fall to like 89% because you took on one more client, then that medical insurance company will stop paying you because you are no longer in compliance.
Right.
Like they have all of this shit in such a stranglehold, in such like a Canadian healthcare system adjacent stranglehold anyways. Like it's not good for us. It's exactly what we don't want. The ACA enables euthanasia and death panels that and it gives the 12-year-olds medical autonomy. It encourages the basically Mengele fucking science experiments that they're doing now on these people who are mentally ill. Like the eugenics program never stopped. The Affordable Care Act has fully like brought it back.
Yep.
And the people who support it, I look at you a little funny because I'm like, why the fuck do you support all that? All you hear about is all the seniors who can't afford anything. They can't afford to go to the doctor. They can't afford their medicines. You hear about the young people who have like they can't even get into doctors with their fucking shitty government medical insurance. Like it's such a shambly mess right now. Like we don't need it. We'd be better off without it.
Yeah, healthcare would be cheaper. Even if you didn't have insurance, you'd be fine.
That's true.
And that was the biggest thing back in the day. Like when I lived in Texas, and before I left, there was one set of one of the contractors that was a customer of mine. Like none of his guys had health insurance, and they were gonna force him to like have health insurance on his guys, and everybody was like, "We don't want that because what costs y'all like $400 when I have to go in for my like physical for this certification, it costs me $25 because that's what the doctor bills me for it. The 10 minutes of his time is worth $25, but your copay says that he could get $500 for that visit. Like,
And
why wouldn't the doctors take extra money from the fucking medical insurance company
Right.
and then cut the other guy a deal? You completely eliminated the fact of doctors actually being able to serve their communities, and then you having freedom of choice, freedom of medical autonomy.
well, and one thing that they don't ever bring up that was shot down was Trump. One thing they don't do, you're not allowed to bid. Meaning
Yeah.
before they would have to give you an itemized estimate of what it would cost to treat you, and you
Yep.
could shop that.
Yep.
And they're not you don't
They don't
get
do that anymore.
Yeah.
So.
No, you don't. They don't give you that anymore. And then also because of the Affordable Care Act, because of the major consolidation that has happened, all of your medical stuff, it's all now like this medical group. Like all of what California is run by what are the Kelsey, not Kelsey
no,
Seafold,
Kaiser.
Kaiser Permanente.
Yeah.
Right? Like all of California is run by Kaiser Permanente. And then they also have those urgent cares. So now where does the normal doctor
Yeah.
at? They're not there. They're working at the urgent care now.
Everything here is OSF.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter which
everything
of my
here is OSF
doctors,
now.
like whether I go to my local doctor's office for a regular doctor, or whether I go to my orthopedic surgeon, which is Midwest Orthopedics, it's all OSF. Everything's built through OSF healthcare.
And the other big one around here in this area is the Springfield clinics.
Yeah.
Like that's the other big medical conglomerate that covers everything.
Yeah.
So like they have essentially given us the socialized healthcare that some people wanted.
But also you got to pay a bunch out of your pocket
But
for
also it costs us a fuck ton of money.
it. Yeah.
All right, guys, let's hit these closing debates. What do you say?
All right, let's
All
get
right,
in there.
what do we got?
You ready? Are you
Yep.
juiced? Are you pumped? Are you pumped for the closing arguments? Let's go.
All right.
His final statement is, by the way, promo code.
Yeah.
Folks is about sustaining America's standing in the world and ensuring that we have the respect that we so rightly deserve, including respecting our military and ensuring we have the fighting force in the world. I will be a president that will protect our fundamental rights and freedoms, including the right of a woman to make decisions about her own body and not have her government tell her what to do. I'll tell you, I started my career as a prosecutor. I was the
Kamala
DA,
did
I was
good.
an attorney general,
Did
a
good.
United States senator, and now vice president.
The bar was
I've only
low for
had one
her.
client,
Yeah.
the people.
Extremely.
And I'll tell you, as a
She did
Well, they set him
prosecutor,
up.
I
She did fine.
never asked
Yeah, he
a
was set up the
victim
whole time.
or a
Of course he
witness,
did good.
are you a Republican or a
Is
Democrat?
anybody watching the
The only thing I
ABC
ever asked
debate
them,
though?
are you okay?
That's the question.
No,
And
everybody's
that's
watching the
kind of
replay on
president
somebody's
we
channel.
need right now.
A
So, someone
dumb
who
cunt?
cares about you and a victim or a witness, are you a Republican or a Democrat? The only thing I ever ask them, are you okay? And that's the kind of
Gotta
president
get some
we need
extra
right
lady
now.
inflection on
Someone who
that.
cares
You okay?
you
Are
and
you
is
okay?
not putting themselves first.
So
I
kind.
intend to be a president for
You
all
more
Americans
citizens, you.
and focus on what we can do over the next 10 and 20 years to build back up our country by investing right now
Make
in you,
America
the
great
American
again.
people.
Vice President Harris, thank you. President Trump.
I told
So
you.
she just started
She has
by
my
saying
talking
she's going to
point.
do this, she's going to do that, she's going to do all these wonderful things. Why hasn't she done it? She's been there for 3.5 years.
Boom.
They've had 3.5 years
point.
to fix the border. They've had 3.5 years to create jobs and all the things we talked about. Why hasn't she done it?
Correct.
She should leave right now, go down to that beautiful White House, go to the Capitol, get everyone together and do the things you want to do, but you haven't done it and you won't do it because you believe in things that the American people don't believe in. You believe in things like we're not going to frack. We're not.
No, come on.
It or not. Germany tried that, and
There we
within
go.
1 year they were back to building normal energy plants.
Yes.
We're a nation that's in serious decline. We're being laughed at all over the world. All over the world, they're laughing. I know the
Bring up
leaders
the
very
wars.
well. They're coming to see me. They
It's kind of
call me.
always been the Florida of the planet, but for sure now.
What happened to
Yeah.
us as a nation? We're not a leader. We don't have any idea what's going on. We have wars going on in the Middle East. We
Yes,
have
there you
wars
go.
going on
Israel.
with Russia and Ukraine. We're going to end up in a third world war, and it'll be
Yes.
a war like no other because
It'll
of
drag us
nuclear
into it.
weapons, the power of weaponry.
Yes.
I rebuilt our entire military. She gave a lot of it away to the Taliban.
Yes.
She gave it
Bring
to
in the money.
Afghanistan.
Yes.
What these people have done to our country, and maybe toughest of all, is allowing millions of people to come into our country. Many of them are criminals, and they're destroying our country. The worst
You didn't hit the
president, the
economy
worst
hard enough.
vice president in the history of our country.
President Trump, thank you. And that NBC News president.
Mediocre.
Yeah.
It was all right.
Mm.
It was
All
okay,
right.
not great.
Yeah. I mean,
Uh,
Jeremy, did you think, can you, like, if you had to name one line that was said by either of these candidates, was there one that really stuck out in your mind? 'Cause I don't
I'm
think I have
speaking by Donald Trump would be the
I was
line.
about to say, I'm talking now.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Yeah, I didn't think it was a great debate. I wasn't expecting great debate. I honestly wasn't planning on watching. You actually made me a liar, sir. I chimed in on a Twitter poll today that asked if you were going to watch the debate, and I said no, I was not going to watch the debate. And then Emily said, "Oh, hey, you want to go on Mike's show?" And I said, "Absolutely."
Yeah.
So now I'm a fucking liar.
Yeah, I'm glad you watched. You know, I don't know, man. I guess okay. So I don't know, man. It's one of those like I don't know. I don't know, man. You know what? I don't know if you're a fan. I'm a huge fight fan. Slap fights, MMA, box. I'm just a huge fight fan, right? Combat sports are my favorite. And I don't know how to feel about this. This is one of those. It came to a decision, and I feel like she won 3 rounds to 2 because one of the rounds she got an elbow tied in and popped his eye. So at the end of the fight, when you're like, this is
She's got
pretty.
extra points.
He made the better shots, the more precise shots, the more valid shots. But she got some ugly flails in, and the refs were on her side, and the judges were on her side.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
That's I think the thing that I appreciate and will take away from this is the fact that I actually seen it with my own eyeballs and I heard it with my own ear holes. So that way, when they do spin this starting tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. when all the fucking desk jockeys show up to work, that I'll know how they're spinning it, right? Like I'll be aware of like, oh no, the actual events of this, the context of the clips that are going to come out. It'll be interesting to see how many people acknowledge the bias on the moderators.
Yeah. And honestly, the way I see it too is with it being so blatantly biased and so blatantly rehearsed. Like it was clearly rehearsed with her and the moderators. The way that it was so blatantly done that way, I honestly see this as a draw, which is a loss for her. Because if you were that well scripted in it and this is still how you performed, like you should have destroyed him and you barely eked out a maybe she did better. You know what I mean? So when you take into account the handicap there, I honestly, I think it hurts her at the end of the day. To be honest.
I think maybe some of the I guess it'd fall into like the future woke rights. The ones with the white guilt, the academia milieu, the way that she performed tonight, and also with the fact that, like they know that this is rehearsed too, because we really got to beat the orange man. He's bad. I think that it'll be a blow to them that they'll have the same complaints that we do, that she barely eked out something. And I'm also like team draw / on a technicality just based on a point system. Yeah, I guess Kamala had it.
Yeah.
But it's
Nobody's mind got changed.
Nobody's
mind got changed.
Nobody's mind got changed, and ultimately, American people, we're in for the same shit. Just a fucking different year, different election cycle. I
sadly agree.
Yeah,
I don't know
none
what
of
I was
them are
expecting,
actually-
but yeah.
Yeah, none of them are actually for us. None of them actually identify and understand with the average person to get to the positions that they're in. they have not actually done their own grocery shopping in at least 10 years.
Yeah, think
And I'll
about the
give them
last
the
time.
last 5 because of, like, the lockdowns and everybody went to ordering their groceries, right? Like, I'll give them the last 5. But even before that, like, they weren't the ones going buying their own groceries. They're not the one actually writing the check for their fucking energy bill every month. They're not the ones paying for the water delivery because of the fluoride fucking content in the tap water, right? Like, they don't have the same existence on this planet in America that we do.
Correct.
And I think that most people, like, there's a bit of cognitive dissonance that you're just like, well, yeah, they put their pants on one leg at a time. Yeah, that a fucking dry cleaner and a chauffeur and a personal assistant managed to fucking put on the back of their chair that morning while they can go downstairs and get some fucking breakfast. Right?
Yeah,
Like,
don't
sure,
forget. Yeah,
technically,
yeah, or
one leg at a time.
yeah, you know, or the assistant holding the pant leg open, going, "Sir, please step in." You know.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Well,
right?
that's it.
Like,
You know,
they don't.
funny. Me and my wife were. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just
Go
gonna say,
ahead.
like, they don't live in the same reality that we do. Like, they don't live their lives the way that we do. So I mean, like, they don't really care about us. They're just trying to fucking play for the show. I don't know.
Yeah.
We all lose on this one.
That's. I absolutely agree. That I was saying. I mean, think about this one, right? When was the last time you think, you know, Kamala and her husband or Trump and Melania were at the grocery store trying to decide which toilet bowl cleaner was the best? Because now they got
Yeah.
the
Right,
little
yeah.
wand and you can squirt, or you know, the
Right.
old school
Or do you get
spray
the
and
new
weird, yeah,
Clorox one with the wand and you just
Right.
throw away the little thingy?
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
yeah,
Or do you want blue water or green water? You know what I'm
right.
saying? Like they
Or
have no
do I
idea these
choose
things.
Nope.
do I choose the
Yeah.
store brand because that's normally what I grab, or because I have a coupon, do I pick like the name brand? Right? Like
Yeah.
they don't make those fucking decisions.
They don't know what a coupon is.
They don't right? They don't know what a coupon is.
Coupon? What's that thing?
Yeah.
They only know about get out of jail free cards. But
Yeah.
Or
here's
hey, I have this damning video of you and audio of you doing this terrible thing. Yeah.
Here's one free pass to kill a brown person. So I hear you.
Yeah.
Anyway,
How do I get
If
that
you
pass?
do it by drone, it's good for a dozen.
exactly. Guys, thank you so much. Tell the people where they can find you. When are you going live again? I believe tomorrow morning. Is that correct?
No, tomorrow night.
Nope, we will be
Tomorrow
live
night.
tomorrow evening. We
Yep.
will be doing our Wednesday night social commentary. How is this dumpster fire? Just like the Bible told us it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Wednesdays at 7:15 Central on Rumble, YouTube, and X.
Yep.
7 p.m. or 7:15 p.m. on Sundays.
Yep.
Same thing, Rumble, YouTube, and X. And then you can get Just Emily Alone Monday and Friday mornings at 6:30.
Yep.
On Rumble, YouTube, and X.
Yes.
And on X, we are Nephilim 187 Crew at Nephilim 187 Crew.
At Nephilim 187 Crew, and just to let you know, I believe me and Reef are going to be special guests this Monday coming up. Very excited for that. Also, your Sunday night chat, Catholic chat, is awesome. Me and my wife are Episcopalian. We're thinking about probably going ahead and going back to Catholic full time. And
I would highly recommend it, sir.
huh?
I
Yeah,
would highly-
absolutely.
As a former Protestant, I would absolutely recommend it. Yeah.
Oh, hey, man,
like, what's holding you back? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. What? And you know, we joke around about it, but you know, I come from the church where it's like, if you bring the covered dish and raise your hand, you're part of the church. You know, and with Catholic, you gotta do a little bit more stuff.
Yeah, I come from like a hodgepodge, but chose to be a Baptist. So I'm like, both my grandmoms were Catholic, and then they married somebody who wasn't. So I'm just like, I'm just going home.
And if you got more than one Catholic church in your area, check them all out, because not all Catholic masses are the same. Like the liturgy is the same, the words that are said are all the same, but like it's different. Like, you know, we go to one that's very much kind of like being an Episcopalian church, you know, and then we go to another one that's all smells and bells, incense, and you know what I mean? It's like
old school, yeah,
real deal, yeah. So and it's, but like the exact same words are said in a way, but like, you know, at the traditional smells and bells one, it's more chanted. You know what I mean? There's more of that kind of stuff.
There's subtle differences that do make
a huge difference. Yeah. So,
Agreed.
you know, if you do decide to go that route, I would recommend, if you have more than one Catholic church in your area, check them out and see which one kind of suits you best, because they're going to be slightly different, but the same.
Heck yeah.
Same,
And Yeah, it's yeah, man, I dig it, you know, a little more. And I think, you know, I once again I understand we're all a little judgy, especially in the internet world. I'm not as much as others because shit, man, I've been homeless, I've been an addict, I've been an alcoholic,
Right.
and all of none of that time, and I've done some shitty things, but none of those times was I a bad person. I never wanted to hurt anybody. I never,
right.
you know, tried to
It
look
was
for weak
always a
people to take from.
self-destructive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now did
Ain't
I,
better than
you
being
know,
that way.
did I maybe steal from people who I thought had more in the depths of my addiction? Yes, I'm not proud of it, but I never wanted to hurt anyone. And so I think a lot
Yeah.
of people are just trying to figure it out. Little
Mhm.
patience, little love, you know.
Lot of grace.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Then
Yeah,
they get
I've
there.
been a
So
I've been a real shitty person at points in my life. So yeah, I get it. Like,
see, I don't see
I
that you're such a
absolutely-
nice guy. You know what I mean? You got
Yeah.
the tats, but you seem like such a good dude, man. So
yeah,
when
I am.
watch
I
you-
am these days. These days, I
Yeah.
am. It hasn't always been that way.
He is a well-adjusted, in process
Yeah.
individual. Yeah.
That's fair. You got to lead by example to keep her in line. Because if you go
Yeah.
crazy, she gets to go more crazy, and then everybody crazy,
that-
right? So
Right.
Isn't that the truth, right? And
Yeah.
I'm already pretty.
I got to hold it all together for sure. You're right.
guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Everybody watching, thank you so much for tuning in.
Thanks
We
for
will be
inviting us.
back. Yes, tomorrow night we're gonna watch Nephilim Murder Crew, and then we're gonna go ahead and check out